Hello, family. Welcome. I hope you can hear me. If not, hello, family. Welcome. Conversations are being had about what's happening in Haiti right now. And you know the strange thing is it's not just this right here that's happening in Haiti. It's not just unraveling in Haiti. Shout out to the people in Burkina Faso because it looks like there's a lot of movements going on right there as well. I'm gonna have a discussion about that sometime this week, but I really wanted to touch base on this. There seems to be some discussions being had in America regarding what's happening in Haiti. There's this talk, with the House of Foreign Affairs Committee, just a lot of discussions around the people of Haiti. What's to be done? What should be done about this situation? And I don't think this situation is about just Haiti. You see, this situation is about policies that are being put in place all over the world that are affecting melanated people all over the world. And a lot of times, it people might say, well, it's one issue, or it's the price of gas, or it's the fact that we have no jobs, but really, it's a whole lot of. There's been a lot implemented throughout the world that impact a lot of places where melanated people exist, and it's gotten to a point where the cup has completely full. It's toppled over now, and people are. It's just too much. It's disheartening. Nobody, people aren't willing to take it anymore. Haiti is at a place of they're done. They're done. So they're at the point where it's like this is the beginning of a revolution, and it's not just happening in Haiti. If you take a glance around the world, this thing is boiling over everywhere. And the women in Iran are taking off their covers and cutting their hair, and the people in Burkina Faso speaking up, and all over the world. It's just so many places that I can't even mention. But this week, I stumbled on a conversation that is being had about Haiti. These are things that they're boring to watch, but important for us to pay attention, because you see, regardless of what's happening in Haiti right now, these people, to the humans on the damn island, they're not going to make the decision. And at the end of the day, it's people that are far removed from the actual situation or what's happening to the folks. They're going to be the ones that make the decisions. We need to start paying attention to these little meetings that people have and decisions being made around the world about um, us. We need to be more pay more attention to decisions that are being made for us. I found this discussion very interesting. Wanted to share it with you guys. Good morning. Have a blessed day.
The previously mentioned address or email the previously mentioned address or contact full committee staff. As a reminder to members, please keep your video functions on at all times, even when you are not recognized by the chair. Members are responsible for muting and unmuting themselves. Consistent with House rules, staff will only mute members as appropriate when they are not under recognition to eliminate background noise. Also, I see that we have a quorum, and I also see that we have Congresswoman Sheila Surfalis McCormick attending today's hearing. And I ask unanimous consent that she be able to participate in this hearing after all members on the committee have made their remarks and have had the opportunity to question the witnesses. I now recognize myself for purposes of opening remarks. I am honored to welcome such a distinguished panel for our full committee hearing on the challenges and opportunities that Haitian civil society faces in moving the country forward towards stability and democracy. And I know I speak for many of my colleagues in this committee and in Congress when I say that we have been frustrated by the protracted violence and political unrest in Haiti. And yet, I still believe there's hope. That hope is well represented here today with a distinguished panel of Haitian leaders who have worked tirelessly to build a better country for themselves and future generations. I want to thank Ms. Chalaye and Mr. and Ms. Auguste and Mr. Pierre Bijoux for joining us to share your experience today. We also welcome the Honorable Pamela White, former U.S. Ambassador to Haiti, who will share her experience working with Haitian civil society, private sector, and political leaders to advance U.S. foreign policy objectives. Today, Haiti continues to be led by an interim government with little popular support and broad opposition from civil society. There are many as 200 gangs in Haiti who now control at minimum 60% of Port-au-Prince. In the first half of 2022, kidnappings have increased by 36%, with homicides rising by 17%. And gender-based violence has only gotten worse, and impunity has replaced any semblance of a justice system. Last year, when a powerful earthquake struck the Tiburon Peninsula in the southwestern part of the country, international groups had to negotiate with gangs to allow access to highways for assistance and delivery. Spiraling violence and insecurity has had an impact on all Haitians. And every day, there's news of schools, hospitals, and businesses that have had to close down due to insecurity, lack of funding, or insufficient power due to gangs blockading the country's fuel supply. I also want to acknowledge that Haiti is one of the 5 target countries selected by the Biden administration for the initiative authorized by the Global Fragility Act, legislation of which we passed the House and the Senate with overwhelming and bipartisan support in 2019. The purpose of this initiative is to develop a 10-year integrated whole-of-government strategy to address the root causes of violence and instability, which means we got to get rid of the gangs in Haiti. U.S. policy in Haiti is, without question, in need of serious improvement. The GFA creates an opportunity for the international community to learn from costly and painful mistakes of the past and undertake a new approach to delivering foreign assistance more effectively by recognizing Haitians as equal partners. To move away from the political stagnation that has gripped Haiti over the last few years, the Haitian people need to believe that their voices matter and that their government is here to help. But unfortunately, Haiti is far from being in the position to hold a free, fair, and inclusive elections at this time. And it's critical that we don't rush into this process and demand that there is an election until Haiti is ready for one. I am also concerned by the continued reparations of Haitian migrants, repatriation, I should say, of Haitian migrants. Earlier this month, we marked the one-year anniversary of the horrific images and videos of Customs and Border Patrol officers' treatment of Haitian migrants at our Texas border. And yet, in the first half of this year, 14,000 Haitian migrants were repatriated from the United States. Our treatment of Haitian migrants is absolutely unacceptable, and we must consider the desperate reality faced by the people of Haiti. The problems Haiti faces are complex and seem to escalate daily. As I close, I also think it important to reiterate that the Haitian people will require support from more than just the United States of America in order to solve their problems and realize their potential. What's more, America is most effective and has the greatest credibility when we build coalitions, mobilizing allies and like-minded partners to drive change. Haiti deserves the attention of the world, and we will require serious engagement by the international community and listening to the needs and wants of the Haitian people to achieve peace and become a free, fair, and stable democracy. So I'm honored to have this distinguished panel with us here today to help provide clarity and recommendations of how we can best support the Haitian people in this process. It's my honor now to recognize my ranking member, lead Republican on this committee, Mr. McCall, for his opening statements.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I echo your concerns for the crisis in Haiti. And let me just say, you've been a real, true champion for the people of Haiti, and I commend you for that. Recent events such as rising levels of violence and political instability highlight the fragility of Haiti's democracy. Sadly, this is a reality that Haiti has consistently struggled with on top of extreme poverty, corruption, and other endemic challenges since its transition from dictatorship to democracy in 1987. These dire conditions in Haiti have only declined since the assassination of former President Moïse in July 2021, along with another devastating earthquake just a month earlier. Natural disasters such as the 2010 earthquake and Hurricane Matthew in 2016 continue to hinder Haiti's ability to rebuild and thrive. Haiti consistently ranks as the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, where nearly 60% of the population lives below the national poverty line. Despite U.S. and multilateral efforts, as of August 1st, 2020, only 1.4% of Haiti's entire population of 11.5 million are fully vaccinated against COVID. Haiti remains the second largest U.S. foreign aid recipient in the Western Hemisphere, with the United States providing over $5 billion since 2010 earthquake in development, reconstruction, and relief assistance. Given the continuing and worsening challenges in Haiti, we must question whether U.S. assistance is achieving its intended objective. Despite our continued investment in the stability, we've not seen any real tangible improvements. As we examine these issues, we must find ways in which the United States can help secure a safer and more secure future for this neighboring nation. I remain deeply troubled by the deteriorating security conditions and growing levels of crime and violence. Corrupt oligarchs and political elites use gangs as power brokers to advance their personal interest. These violent organizations are guilty of horrific levels of violence and gross human rights abuses. The New York Times reported a recent incident of a 1-month-old baby girl found dead, her body riddled with bullets following a gang attack in Cité Soleil. Last December, gangs kidnapped 17 missionaries, 16 Americans, and 1 Canadian who were working at an orphanage. And while they have since been freed, gangs kidnapping for ransom remains a growing problem. Unfortunately, lawlessness remains rampant, and this continues to threaten the potential for Haiti to establish any amount of stability and governance. Haiti's government's continued diplomatic recognition of Taiwan. As the Chinese Communist Party increases its oppressive influence in Latin America with their debt trap diplomacy, the fact that Haiti maintains this relationship is of strategic importance to the United States. As Haiti's neighbor, the United States is safer because of the positions taken by our partners in preventing the expansion of the Chinese Communist Party's malign influence in the Caribbean. And while Haiti's challenges are difficult, the United States must remain committed to stopping these barbaric gangs and supporting the Haitian people's efforts at restoring democracy. Sustainable solutions to Haiti's crisis must come from the people themselves. As a partner and neighbor, we remain committed to help, yet change must come from within. So I want to thank again Chairman Meeks for convening this important hearing so we can hear directly from the members of the Haitian civil society here today and the former U.S. ambassador to Haiti who can best explain how the United States can play a productive role in these efforts. And with that, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. McCall. I now turn to Representative.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you to our witnesses for being here today. This is a very important hearing. Haiti has been gripped by political and economic crisis, aggravated by gang violence, food insecurity, and the disastrous impact of climate change. The assassination of President Maurice less triggered a chain reaction of anger, fear, and uncertainty, with serious implications for U.S. security and regional stability. I am grateful to have this opportunity to re-examine our approach to Haiti and to learn from the failure of past initiatives. There is no more critical priority than engaging with Haitian civil society and the Haitian American diaspora. Even as we promote multilateral support, we must recognize that the Haitian crisis can only be resolved with Haitian leadership. I look forward to hearing from these witnesses to explore how we can support a brighter future for our neighbors to the south. Thank you, and I yield.
Thank you, Chairman Sears. I now turn to Ranking Member Green for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Chairman Sears and Ranking Member McCall. As the Ranking Member on the Western Hemisphere Subcommittee, I am saddened by the continued violence and unrest in Haiti, and I think, Ambassador White, in your written testimony, you characterized it correctly when you noted that there is, and I quote, absolutely zero doubt that Haitians are living in hellish conditions, end quote. Haiti holds a special place in my heart. Prior to my election to Congress, my medical foundation sent teams to the Haitian people. We weren't the only ones there either. American churches, NGOs, and individuals have all worked to help support the people of Haiti. I thank them for that, and I thank the witnesses here for their tireless efforts as well. To quote some missionary constituents of mine who wrote me and said it simply and truthfully, and I quote, Haitians need our help, not great speeches, end quote. They are right. And they hope to return one day to Haiti because of their love for the Haitian people. Let me say to all of you, thank you for your continued advocacy for the people of Haiti, and I look forward to today's hearing. I yield back.
Thank you, Ranking Member Green. Now I see that we've been joined by Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. She's attending today's hearing, and I will ask unanimous consent that she be able to participate in this hearing after all members on the committee have made their remarks and have had the opportunity to question the witnesses. And I now will introduce our witnesses. Mrs. Charlier is one of the figures of New Padubi and Empress of Luku Surveillance. She's a member of the collective who fights against corruption and impunity to bring social and economic change to her home, Haiti. A defender of human rights, through her political involvement, she wants to encourage Haitians, especially young Haitians, to get involved, to do politics in a very different manner. Miss Mary Rosie Ducina is a program manager for the National Human Rights Defense Network, a national institution that's based in Haiti, founded in 1995 to promote rule of law and the protection of fundamental human rights. She advocates for the respect of human beings in Haiti and leads investigations on several massacres recorded in Haiti. And Mr. Pierre Bijoux is a human rights defender and social worker by training. He has worked as an executive secretary of the Platform on Haitian Human Rights Organizations, which is an organization for the defense and promotion of human rights in Haiti. POHDH is composed of 7 member organizations. And I should say about these witnesses, they're here even though their lives might be threatened by some of these gangs. But they're so focused on getting a message out and changing the lives of the people in Haiti that they willingly came to testify today. And finally, we have the Honorable Pamela White. She's a Peace Corps and USAID alum, a former ambassador to the Gambia and Haiti, and a career minister with the Senior Foreign Service. Her experience in these entities spans from Cameroon to Egypt, Sudan to Haiti, and more. She has spent her career expanding assistance programs and ensuring delivery of humanitarian and food assistance to those in need. So we look forward and thank you for being here and look forward to hearing your testimony. And without objection, your prepared written statements will be made part of the record. And I'll now recognize the first witness for her testimony. You will have 5 minutes for your opening statements. And I recognize Ms. Charlier for 5 minutes. Turn your microphone on.
Chairman Mix, Ranking Member McCall, and members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today to talk about the Haitian crisis. My name is Velina Elise Charlier. I represent NUPABDOMI, a civil society organization that advocates for social justice and accountable governance in Haiti. Over the past 5 years, Haiti has been caught in a crisis that keeps escalating dramatically. Today, the country has reached a dangerous tipping point with catastrophic impacts. Haiti is facing unprecedented levels of gang violence and insecurity, with an alarming numbers of killings and kidnappings. Women and girls are the primary victims of the gang violence. They are raped, killed, and forced to flee their homes to live in makeshift camps where they are exposed to all types of abuses. Although this gang issue is a complex phenomenon, it is essentially political. Several human rights reports have documented a government instrumentalization of the gangs and the role of the police in various mass killings. Moreover, the illicit trade of weapons, especially coming from the US, has become a profitable business involving high-profile individuals in the political and business sectors. Organized crime and illicit trade go alongside with corruption in Haiti. Over the past decade, different corruption scandals have been exposed including misuse of billions of dollars from the Petro-Caribe funds. Poor governance and widespread corruption have fragilized state institutions to a point where they are unable to meet the people's basic needs. Today, more than 45% of the population are in a situation of food insecurity. Inflation has reached nearly 30%. The recent wave of protests in different cities following the increase in fuel prices by more than 128% was driven by a wide range of social grievances as opposed to what the government implies that they are fueled by economic interest. Currently, the state is non-existent in Haiti. The parliament and judiciary are dysfunctional. A de facto prime minister rules the country in full impunity without any checks and balances. The policy of the international community and the US is among the factors that have brought us to this chaos. It has always followed a paternalistic approach that often fails to serve the best interests of the Haitian people. Both the US and the UN have been supporting leaders who have emerged from fraudulent elections or corrupt government with no popular legitimacy. The US and the UN unconditional support to Prime Minister Ariel Henry, even though he has no constitutional mandate nor popular legitimacy, is a case in point. This provides Mr. Henry with a form of legitimacy that empowers him to refuse any domestic dialogue process that could help resolve the Haitian crisis. So now, what's the path moving forward? Nopapdami believes that elections are necessary to overcome this crisis. That's why we support the establishment of a consensual and inclusive government that can lead to credible and transparent elections. Only a groundbreaking transition can help rebuild trust in the electoral processes. The Montana Accord, which is the most inclusive Haitian coalition, bringing together stakeholders from both the civil society and the political sector, promotes a clear process to transition that will break the cycle of corruption and impunity. In terms of recommendation, in the short term, we call on the US administration to do the following. Stop supporting Mr. Henry and its government, as it is obstructing the path towards a sincere dialogue between Haitians. We believe that without US hands on the scale, a real Haitian solution will be able to emerge. Oppose any attempts from the US administration or the UN to send military forces in Haiti. Provide support for investigating corruption and illegal arms trafficking. Use appropriate US legal instruments to impose sanctions on high-profile individuals involved in corruption and who support and facilitate gang violence in Haiti. Adopt drastic measures to stop the illicit trafficking of weapons from the US to Haiti. Provide support for the investigation of the assassination of former President Jovenel Moïse. We invite the international community and the US to start questioning their role in the crisis and assume responsibilities. The international intervention to which the country has been subjected for decades has greatly contributed to bringing Haiti to the brink of collapse. We urge the US to start to listen, respect, and work with the Haitian people, especially the progressive forces of the nation, and not the same corrupt figures who have failed the country. For decades, the international community has been violating Haiti's self-determination and sovereignty. That must end. That must end. What we need is cooperation in a spirit of solidarity and mutual respect. We thank you for this invitation. We hope that this discussion will not be one more discussion, but rather the initiation of a real process of consultation with Haitians.
Let me, thank you. We got it. I now go to Ms. Auguste for we'll go 7 minutes here because of the need for translation.
Thank you very much. Chairman Mix, Ranking Member McCall, members of the Foreign Affairs Committee, good morning. Just over 1 year ago, we testified in front of you about the human rights denial situation in Haiti. Today, this is the worsening of this situation that still explains our presence here.
Hold 1 second. We can go back to 5 minutes. I didn't know that you were going to speak.
That's fine.
That's right.
I am Rosie Auguste Ducena, lawyer and program officer at, yeah, I can go? Yeah, thank you. I am Rosie Auguste Ducena, lawyer and program officer at the National Network for the Defense of Human Rights. Thank you for offering us this opportunity to share with you the conditions in which the Haitian population is living due to the lack of leadership and cynicism of state authorities. My presentation is a summary of my written testimony. The crisis in Haiti has reached a very high level after the assassination of former President Jovenel Moïse. This assassination confirmed the degree of banalization of life that we keep denouncing. Under his administration, violations of rights to life, security, physical and psychological integrity were common. However, the will of the Haitian people was for him to face justice, not murdered. Since Ariel Henry became prime minister, with the complicity of the international community, he has placed himself at the head of a political coalition of lying politicians, bluster, who defend only their own interest, to the detriment of the demands of Haitian population for security, justice, and well-being. As you just said, Chairman Mix, armed gangs have become more powerful. Every day, they gain more territory, kidnap victims from their homes, force members of the population to flee their homes, and want to impose themselves on the political scene. Assassinations, kidnappings followed by sequestration for ransom, collective rape of women and girls, use of the bodies of women and girls as weapons of war by armed gangs are among the human rights violations that the Haitian people face on a daily basis. Proliferation of firearms is rampant. They arrive in containers from the US that completely escape custom control with the help of the state authorities. The 3 deadliest massacres ever recorded in Haiti since 2018 were perpetrated under the administration of Ariel Henry. In these massacres, state and police equipment have been used by armed gangs close to the government. And during the 2 last massacres, at least 600 people have been murdered and more than 70 women have been raped in front of their spouses and children. Despite all these massacres, the current government continues to provide logistical support to the gangs coalition, so-called G9, which has been known to be working to the government and PHTK group. An average of 3 people are murdered daily and 10 others are kidnapped. Women victims are systematically raped, and there are also several alerts about men being raped during their sequestration. Members of the government and politicals are involved in the illicit trafficking of firearms and smuggling. Many journalists have links with armed gangs. Members of the private business sector are making deals with the gangs to protect their business. Unfortunately, the international community, including the United States, has always been on the wrong side. by deciding to provide unconditional support to the political coalition led by Ariel Henry, the international community has also chosen to ignore the efforts of the civil society to find a Haitian solution to the crisis affecting the country. We will conclude our intervention by recommending you to support a Haitian solution to the crisis with the involvement of the civil society, which so far has shown a strong commitment to the demands of the population. To ask the political coalition currently in power in Haiti to end the protection of armed gangs, to take sanctions against members of the Haitian government and individuals who support and protect armed gangs, to encourage the U.S. administration to reinforce the control of containers coming from the U.S. to Haiti, to provide support in vetting Haitian police members and individuals from the judiciary system. We thank you and remain available for your questions and comments.
Thank you. I now turn to Mr. Pierre Bijoux. You're recognized for 5 minutes. 7 minutes with you. This is the interpreter.
Chemin Mex, Ranking Member McCall, membre de la Commission des Affaires étrangères, bonjour.
Bonjour, Monsieur le Chair. Mr. Chair. Yeah. He said good morning to the Chair and Mr. McCall.
Je suis Alermi Pierre Bijoux, travailleur social et secrétaire exécutif de la plateforme des organisations haïtiennes des droits humains.
His name is Mr. Pierre Souville. You're the
Travailleur social.
He's a social worker for.
Secrétaire exécutif de la plateforme des organisations haïtiennes des droits humains. Merci de nous avoir invités à partager avec vous notre analyse de la crise politique, sociale et économique en Haïti et ses conséquences sur les droits humains.
He said, thank you for the invitation.
La crise politique, sociale et économique que connaît la République d'Haïti s'est empirée au cours des 14 derniers mois.
He said the situation in Haiti is getting worse and worse years now.
Les institutions clés du pays sont dysfonctionnelles et les fonctions présidentielles et celles des premiers ministres sont occupées par Ariel Henry depuis plus de 14 mois, ce en violation de la Constitution et des lois du pays.
He said that all the major positions in the government is controlled by the president, Ariel Henry, since 14 months ago.
Les dernières élections organisées en Haïti remontent à 2017.
Prime Minister Ariel Henry, yes.
Les dernières élections organisées en Haïti remontent à 2017.
The election in Haiti, the last election in Haiti was since 2017.
Les échéances constitutionnelles pour renouveler les institutions démocratiques à travers des organisations des élections ne sont pas respectées.
All the rules are violated, they're not respected, and the election cannot take place.
Conséquence, le Parlement haïtien est dysfonctionnel depuis le 13 janvier 2020.
The Haitian Parliament is not functioning since
13 janvier 2020.
January 13 to 2020.
Il n'y a que 10 sénateurs en fonction.
There's only 10 senators working.
Et le Premier ministre de facto ne les consulte pas.
The de facto prime minister, doesn't take their advices, does not work with them.
La justice est aussi dysfonctionnelle.
Justice is also dysfunctional.
La Cour de cassation, la plus haute instance judiciaire du pays, contient seulement 3 juges sur 12.
The Supreme Court has only
3 sur 12.
Has only 3 judges over 12. The Supreme Court has only 3 judges.
Les conditions constitutionnelles et légales pour combler les vacances au niveau de la Cour de cassation sont aujourd'hui inexistantes.
All the process to fill the gap in the government is not working right now.
En plus, le Conseil supérieur du pouvoir judiciaire, organe indépendant de la justice haïtienne, est incomplet.
All the
I just want to pause right here, guy. This translator is the worst translator possible. This man, he is speaking life, and this Negro do not. It's like he's saying every other word. But yeah, he's telling a lot of facts.
government structure is incomplete, so the government is not working properly.
La démocratie implique le bon fonctionnement des institutions politiques et administratives. La démocratie implique le bon fonctionnement des institutions politiques et administratives.
Democracy should be present for the government to work properly.
Le contrôle constitutionnel du gouvernement est assuré par le Parlement et la Cour supérieure des comptes et du contentieux administratif. Paragraphe 5.
Let me just ask the interpreter, if you have the official writings of what he's reading, you can just read from there so they can get the translation, and maybe that'd be clearer.
This interpreter has no idea what he's
Would you
doing.
like me to take his text and then read it in English?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he could say his text as his testimony, but the translation, as opposed to waiting, you can just read exactly what his text is saying.
Okay.
He said,
My African American brother's looking at him like, because you don't know what the hell you're doing, sir.
He said, in addition, the Superior Council of the Judiciary, an independent body of the Haitian judicial system, is currently unable to hold a legal and validation session since it is incomplete and has neither a president nor vice president. And the courts in the capital of Port-au-Prince are almost closed because of the worsening climate of insecurity with the proliferation of armed gangs. So there is institutional chaos in the country right now. Democracy implies the proper functioning of political and administrative institutions. The constitutional control of the government is assumed by the Parliament and the Superior Court of Auditors and Administrative Disputes. These institutions assume control of both a priori and a posteriori. Currently, public funding is not under the control of constitutional institutions. The government has public funding and it is sees fit. The Superior Court of Auditors and Administrative Disputes is muzzled by the executive power which, in 2020, in the absence of the Parliament, issued a decree to reduce the power of the said court in matters of control, especially financial control. The Superior Court of Auditors and Administrative Disputes is the technical arm of the Parliament when it comes to financial control. The failure of the democratic institutions to function is an obstacle to the enjoyment of citizens' rights. For example, the non-functioning of Parliament, municipal councils, and others in a violation of citizens' right to participate in public affairs and the right to vote. Okay. The recommendation?
Pour conclure, nous présentons les recommandations suivantes.
To conclude, we are presenting the recommendations, the following recommendations.
Au niveau de la stabilisation sécuritaire,
at the level of the stability, security stability,
il faut démanteler les gangs et reconstruire la police nationale d'Haïti.
we must dismantle the gangs and
Reconstruire la police nationale d'Haïti.
reconstruct the Haitian police.
Au niveau de la stabilisation politique,
Or at the level of the political stability,
des réformes politiques doivent être engagées pour assurer la population et réaliser des élections crédibles.
political reform must be done, and then the Haitian population must be part of it.
En dehors des élections crédibles et transparentes,
Beside election, like credible elections,
appuyées par une forte participation populaire,
supported by a large population support,
et un climat de sécurité,
and security climate,
les résultats seront contestés
the results will be contested,
et l'instabilité actuelle s'inscrira dans la durée.
the stability will last.
Troisième et dernière recommandation,
The third and the last recommendation,
au niveau de la stabilisation économique et sociale,
at the level of the economic stability and social,
il faut des initiatives urgentes et fortes d'assainissement des finances publiques.
if there's will be, we need
Il faut des initiatives urgentes et fortes d'assainissement des finances publiques.
urgent initiative. And, yes.
How embarrassing. They're like, look, you don't know what you're doing, man. Stop. Please. You're ruining it. Oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing for him. What? They're like, get up. Just get up, please. You are.
Enfin,
To conclude,
au niveau de la stabilisation économique et sociale,
in the fact of
stabilisation économique et sociale,
stability of economic and social,
This was Washington, Wendy. This was this week. Yeah.
il faut des initiatives urgentes et fortes d'assainissement des finances publiques,
we have to have urgent and strong initiative for the public.
d'appui aux investissements dans les secteurs agricoles,
Support for the agriculture sector,
des infrastructures et une réponse minimale à l'urgence humanitaire actuelle.
strong infrastructure, at least minimal to the impact we are dealing with right now.
Car quand on vit dans la peur,
Because when we live in fear,
quand on a faim
when we are hungry,
et que l'avenir semble fermé,
and the future seems closed,
le vote devient un luxe inutile.
vote become a luxury.
Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let me thank the witnesses and yeah. Oh, where is she? So let me, I didn't see virtually, I guess we have on Her Excellency Pamela White, and I now recognize you for 5 minutes.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this important hearing. I first served in Haiti from 1985 to 1990, and again as U.S. Ambassador from 2012 to 2015. I've seen many ups and downs in Haiti, including the extraordinary U.S. response after the horrific 210 earthquake, when 50% of U.S. citizens sent some sort of donation to help the Haitian people. I have seen corruption and gang warfare and hundreds of burning tires. I've seen demonstrations in the streets and violence against innocent civilians. I have never seen anything like the total breakdown in civility that is the current situation today. It says my battery's running low, honey. In Haiti today. Haiti, everyone knows, who cares about the Haitian people knows that Haiti is a failed state. There is no legitimate judiciary, no parliament, and a weak police force incapable of stopping the gangs that now rule over 60% of the capital. There's no chance of planning elections under the current security crisis. There's absolutely no doubt, zero doubt, that Haitians are living in hellish conditions. All social services were terminated months ago. Port-au-Prince has the highest number of kidnappings in the world. There are weekly beatings and body burnings. The Haitian National Police has fewer weapons, fewer members, and a lot less money than the gangs do. On September 18th, a well-respected employee of Bijoux was beaten to death in her car. Last week, 2 respected journalists were gunned down. According to the UN, 209 people were killed in 1 week in Cité Soleil, 2 weeks ago. I personally don't care if security is addressed with the help of the Marines or UN troops or former New York policemen to help the HNP, but the killing has got to stop. Perhaps the private sector in Haiti can be convinced to finally step up to the plate and instead of paying gangs, support peace efforts and the HNP. Even desperately needed humanitarian aid is under siege. Gangs are hijacking boats and planes and trucks that are attempting to deliver critical food and medical items to the most vulnerable. Days ago, the UN reported that an estimated 2,000 tons of food were lost following attacks. That would have supported up to 200,000 people for over a month. The World Food Program director said the situation in Haiti has sadly reached new levels of desperation. Is relying on food assistance to survive. The UN most businesses are closed. If we are truly serious about letting the leadership be determined by Haitians themselves, then let's ask the Haitian people. Quickly and without.
Okay. Ambassador, you are breaking up. And so I think what we'll do at this time, since I believe we've lost the ambassador now, we hope to get her back. But in the effort.
I want you guys to understand the implications of when other races start calling melanated countries a failed state. Anytime that you start hearing communication or discussions about failed state, that means space is being, this is meaning that intervention is needing. And what is intervention? Usually occupation.
Of saving time, I think that what we'll do is move to questions. And I will now begin to recognize members for 5 minutes each pursuant to House rules, and all time yielded is for the purposes of questioning of our witnesses. I'll ask when we get the ambassador back that we get her statement included in the record in its entirety so that the record will be clear as to what she said, and hopefully we'll have her back so that she can also be able to answer questions that any members may have. I'm going to recognize members by committee seniority, alternating between Democrats and Republicans. Please note that there will be an interpreter for some of our witnesses, and therefore I'm not going to, when it needs translation, strictly enforce the 5-minute time limitation to allow for the flexibility with interpretation. I'll now start by recognizing myself for 5 minutes. As Haiti continues to struggle with combating gang violence, the question remains on how these gangs continue to arm themselves Earlier this year, Haiti's customs agency seized 18 weapons of war with nearly 15,000 rounds of ammunition that were shipped from the United States of America to the Episcopal Church of Haiti. Many of these gangs would fail to survive without illegally trafficked firearms from the United States. Well, I'll turn to Ms. Charlier. What's your assessment? I was going to ask this to the ambassador, but since she's not on one, what's your assessment on the link between the United States and Haiti when it comes to firearms trafficking? And what more do you think we both in the U.S. and Haitian governments can do to combat the illegal flow of weapons?
To us in Haiti, it appears as if U.S. customs or U.S. borders are wide open for illicit gun trafficking coming into Haiti. Close to 90% of the weapons coming into Haiti are coming from the U.S. And I must remind everybody in the room today and listening to us that there is a U.S. embargo on arms and ammunition on Haiti. So how do they get through? It starts at customs. It starts with the policy that are not right, that are not strict enough. It starts with common men, common women buying guns and ammunition here easily and then sending them to our borders. And then when they get to Haiti, the situation in Haiti is that our customs is completely corrupt. There's only all kind of traffics, contrabands, you name it, going on at the customs, so they are released freely. We are now seeing very little effort from the government, we must acknowledge it, from the PNH to seize those weapons at customs in Haiti. But if we were in front of thousands of bullets who were seized, hundreds of guns who are seized, how much more got through? When the gangs are posting themselves and showing videos, they are better armed than the national police. So what more can be done? It's really reinforce the controls here in the US, reinforce the embargo, and take sanctions against those who buy the guns, send them, and are fueling that illicit traffic. It all comes to sanctions, you know? People do what they want if they're not sanctioned.
Let me thank you for that, because I want to go to Mr. Goose, but I agree, and I think that's something that we've got to start looking at, sanctions against some of the gang leaders and those that are financing the gangs and those that are sending the weapons from the United States. We must go after them because they're moving around with impunity, and until we do that, we're not going to really solve this problem. So I thank you for bringing up that word sanctions, something that I'm considering very good, very, very closely proposing. So let me go to Ms. Auguste. The increase in gang control and the lack of public safety altogether has led to a spike in violence and threats against Haitian women and girls. And while there are local and international organizations trying to address this issue on the ground, clearly much more is needed. So in your opinion, how can the United States, working with the international community, better support the efforts to combat gender-based violence in Haiti? And how can we increase assistance to Haiti to address this while ensuring that the corrupt actors will not be able to pocket the money?
OK. D'abord, ce qu'il faut souligner, c'est qu'en fait, en Haïti,
To begin with, what I would like to say is that in Haiti,
les gangs peuvent continuer avec leurs activités parce qu'il y a cette forme d'impunité.
the gangs can continue with these activities because they are leading without impunity.
Je dois souligner justement que le système judiciaire ne fonctionne pas
I have to say that the judiciary system does not function.
Et à cause de ça, il n'y a pas de justice, il n'y a pas de trial, de juge.
Because of that, they do not have trial or justice.
Et il n'y a pas non plus de décisions qui sont prises pour mettre l'action publique en mouvement contre les gangs armés.
And there's no decisions to take against the armed gangs.
Et ce qu'il faut faire, c'est que justement, il nous faut retourner à une situation où l'appareil judiciaire doit fonctionner.
And what we have to go back to a space where the judiciary system is functioned properly.
En faisant cela, justement, eh bien, on aura des sanctions qui seront prises.
And because of that, they will be able to have sanction against those people.
Sur ce qui a trait aux femmes et aux filles qui sont victimes,
What it has to do with women and girls who are victims,
comme nous l'avons souligné, ce sont des femmes qui sont surtout victimes lors des massacres.
as we have said before, these are women who were subject to abuse during the massacres.
Et donc aujourd'hui, il y a un besoin de renforcer la politique justement en Haïti sur ce qui a trait à la protection des femmes et des filles.
Today, it is important that we bring justice, not only that, protection when it comes to women and girls.
Et encore une fois, il faut que des sanctions soient prises par les autorités judiciaires.
And once again, sanction must be taken by the judiciary system.
Quand nous parlons de sanctions, justement, nous voulons souligner pour vous que ce sont des femmes qui sont violées, par exemple, par 5 hommes en présence de leur mari.
And when we say protection for those women who are being abused sexually, we must let you know that those women are sexually abused and raped in front of their husbands
Par plusieurs hommes.
by many men.
Donc, il faut commencer par faire comprendre aux bandits que ce sont des actions qui ne seront plus acceptées.
We have to start to let the gangsters, the bandits, know that we will no longer agree and accept to those acts.
Thank you. I now recognize Representative McCall for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My first question I want to address on the record to the ambassador, and I commend Haiti for being one of 13 countries that officially recognizes Taiwan. It's very courageous. And my question to the ambassador is that the threat from the Chinese Communist Party in the hemisphere as it relates to Haiti and the Belt and Road Initiative. But on to the issue that you've been talking about. This is, it's almost reminiscent of Somalia. I mean, warlords, controlling gangs, no governance, corruption, the treatment of women. We passed, Mr. Cires and I, the Caribbean Security Initiative, which was an international law enforcement effort along with U.S. aid to address this situation. But I'm afraid, Mr. Chairman, it's not working. And I would ask that we examine INL's ability to address this threat under the initiative that we passed out of this committee. Perhaps we should meet with U.S. aid and international law enforcement to see what more can be done to stabilize this country. Without security, you can't have free and fair elections. And you clearly don't have any security. And I guess my question, Ms. Charlier, you had a laundry list of action items, which I really liked. It's not just talk. It's like, here are some action items I want you to take a look at and follow up on. Would you put sanctioning these oligarchs as part of your, would you put that on your list as well? And Mr. Chairman, I think you and I should take a look at that issue as well. I would very much be in favor of a measure to punish. We call them oligarchs, they're really warlords controlling the gangs and depriving any sense of governance in Haiti.
That's exactly why I said that I asked for support to impose sanctions on high-profile individuals involved in corruption and facilitating gang violence in Haiti. And by high-profile individuals, I clearly mean the ones in the political sector and the oligarchs, the business sector, what I personally call the economic mafia.
Well, again, I think this committee, we should take a look at that. And can you tell us, to all the witnesses, how this initiative, this Caribbean Security Initiative, is obviously not working in Haiti? Can you talk about the international law enforcement effort and U.S. aid's efforts in Haiti, or lack thereof?
Well, the approach that the international community and the UN has always had about Haiti has always been a very paternalistic one. They come with already made solutions to apply in a country where it's failed. It has never worked. The UN has been present in Haiti, if my memory serves me right, for the past 17 years. When they came, they had the very clear mandate of reinforcing the institutions, reinforcing the national police, and helping clean up the election process so that we could have fair, credible, and honest elections. When they left, the situation got worse. When the minister left, the police was never so corrupt. The police was never so bad. When the minister left, the country was never, had never so much gang violence than before. So it is clear that no matter what policy, foreign policy was applied to Haiti, is no longer working. And when it is no longer working, it's for both Haitians and our friends in the international community and the US to acknowledge that we have failed. We have failed and we are continue to failing our children. And if we do not take actions now to change those policies, all we are going to see is situations that are going to be worse than even we were taking Somalia as an example.
And my last question, the State Department has international law enforcement. Are they present? Do you see them in Haiti at all?
No, they party,
Non-existent.
non-existent.
Mr. Chairman, I think we should I think we should meet with the international law enforcement, INL, State Department, and USAID to see what are they doing in this situation. This is in our backyard. And you're right, it's an immigration issue as well. And we really need to address this, and I yield back. Thank you.
Thank you, and I want to join you.
J'aimerais
One of the-
apporter,
one of
j'aimerais
the-
ajouter quelque chose par rapport à ça.
Hold on, because the general time is expired, so we'll get back to you shortly. But one of the things I want to make sure the record is clear, because one of the reasons I wanted this hearing to take place right now is for the consideration, Mr. McCall, of doing sanctions so that the impunity can stop and the gangs will stop and civil society plays a more important role of getting their government and their country back on board without the pressures of gangs and the illicit, as you said, warlords that are there now. That is one of the purposes of making sure that is focused.
They made a good case.
So now I will yield 5 minutes to Representative Brad Sherman for the purposes of questions. And I'll ask Mr. Levin to chair this hearing, as I've got to run to the Speaker's office to just call me for an emergency. But Mr. Levin, if you come forward now until I return. Thank you.
I want to thank our witnesses for driving home just how horrific the conditions are in a nation located very close to the United States. I want to thank the chair for holding this hearing. The chair brought up the flow of weapons, and of course, the Haitian customs is so corrupt that if weapons are shipped, they won't stop them. I'll ask Ms. Charlier whether we should institute a program where American customs or other inspectors have to look at every ship and every container going from the United States to Haiti so that we can make sure that it doesn't contain weapons.
I would like to say yes to that, because what's happening, the situation that we have, I'm reminding again that there is an embargo on guns and ammunition for Haiti. And
Yes.
still they're being shipped, and when they get to Haiti, I can assure you that they will go out. So
And,
they
and,
must
and
be-
our
they must
customs
be blocked
system is
here.
designed to look at things coming into our country. It is rare that we carefully inspect container after container of things going out of our country. But in this case, I
must
think
be
we have
blocked.
to.
Ms.
do that.
Charlier, can I just ask you to make sure your mic is on?
It is on,
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe pull the thing a little closer.
closer.
Yeah.
Okay. The National Police is not as well armed as the gangs. Some have suggested that we provide additional aid to the National Police. I'll ask the ambassador, how corrupt are the National Police?
Well, I think that the National Police definitely need our help and they need our money. We've given the National Police $312 million over a span of 10 years. The NYPD's annual budget is $10 billion.
So you think if we provide that aid, the National Police will use it effectively?
No, I think we need, what we did when I was ambassador, we had some retired, some active on vacation, former NYPD from New York and Miami. Most of them were Haitians. They spoke Creole. They came down, they trained, they made sure that.
But you think the National Police are at least trying to provide security?
I think
they're not just another armed gang.
No, but they don't have enough. There's only 13,000.
So they need support. They need technical assistance.
Yes.
Only 1.9% of the Haitian population has received 2 COVID shots. Security is broken down. The gangs can stop almost anything they want to stop. Would the gangs try, Ambassador, to stop COVID inoculations, or is that something that we could provide and not have to worry about the security situation?
Well, interestingly enough, and no one has any explanation for this whatsoever, COVID has not, it's the only thing that hasn't really spread widely and quickly in Haiti, unlike corruption and violence. And although we initially gave them, I think it was $50,000 worth of $50,000 worth of vaccines.
I want to pause this. Notice how this man was like, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about giving them shots. Let's talk about giving them shots. That's what they all need, shots. Funny thing is that they have not gotten shots and very low numbers, maybe non-numbers in that threat. But this man stopped everything to talk about giving people shots. Very interesting.
They were really not even used because people did not see a widespread, COVID just did not spread widely, even in the slums and throughout the poorest areas.
And I realize we don't have any medical experts here, but that is an amazing outcome. It's hard to figure out why.
Yeah, well,
that's amazing. They're not getting it. Whoa, what are we doing?
Leading expert, Dr. Bill Pop, who is a Cornell professor, leading physician in Haiti, has told me this time and time again.
And nobody's figured out the reason.
No.
Okay.
Did he just say nobody's figured out the reason why they're not getting it?
I mean, I would love to hear from the Haitians who are sitting in front of you
so
if they think this is a threat.
What kind of external peacekeeping force would you recommend that the United States either participate in or fund? Because we need to provide security. One way to do that is with an international force.
Yes, I don't have the perfect answer to that. The UN has never been popular in Haiti for various reasons, including impregnation of Haitian women, and of course the cholera that they spread.
I'll also ask Ms. Charlier if she has a quick answer to that.
Yeah, but I do think we need specialized help. My initial has always been to go in and help with the Haitian National Police if possible. But we need numbers and we need guns and we need people that can go toe to toe with these gangs. They are out of control.
The gentleman's time's expired. I now recognize Representative Joe Wilson of South Carolina for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank each of you for being here, and our hearts are with the people of Haiti as we address the issues. Ms. Charlier, what progress has civil society made toward reaching a political accord with the government, and what are the stated objectives? How can the Biden administration and the U.S. Congress play a productive role in this process? Is the international mediator necessary to facilitate inclusive dialogue? If so, what actor or state would be most effective third party?
Well, the first thing is by listening to Haitian people and working with us. What must be acknowledged is although at meetings like this, the US administration will say that we are observers, we only want to help. The reality in the ground is different. When you go to Haiti, you have the embassy, staff at the embassy that are happy to work as proconsul and really impose their own made solution on Haitians. So the first thing is listening to what we are saying, taking the time to acknowledge more than 1 year of work that we did with the Montana Accord, trying to bring the political sector, the private sector, civil society, and drafting that Haitian-led solution. And helping us, collaborating with us in a spirit of cooperation to apply it instead of coming with already made solutions and saying that this is what we want to do. And also stop supporting the current government. For as long as the current government have that support, they will never get into any dialogues with us.
Well, again, thank you so much. And I want you to know a kinship. I grew up in the holy city of Charleston, South Carolina. And so your accents are very, almost identical to people that I grew up with. And it's just, hey, it's inspiring. I enjoy hearing the accent.
Gaslighting.
So it's really positive. Ambassador White, Haiti has not had a functioning government since 2019, when parliamentary elections were postponed. What is the best way out of the current political crisis? What can the Biden administration do, or Congress, to support the Haitian people in the efforts to recover Haiti's democratic institutions?
First things first, you got to have security or you cannot have elections. I think everybody agrees on that. You can't have elections during this killings in the streets every single day. Just not going to work. So we have to get together and listen to the Haitian people, which we have a very hard time doing for some reason. We're so anxious to give them solutions when they have coming up with solutions of their own. But I do want to just say that, you know, the Washington Post got it right when it said who's the Prime Minister's grip on power owes more to backing from Washington than to populist support in Haiti, where he is broadly reviled and regarded as impotent. That is the truth. So we've got to change our direction towards supporting a prime minister that has no legitimacy in the eyes of the Haitian people.
And along with that, U.S. foreign assistance and programming in the past, there have been some successful efforts. Can you identify any that have been successful? And
Yes, we've
White.
had. Are you addressing this to me?
Yes, yes. So which programs have been successful in regard to U.S.
Yes. Okay.
foreign assistance?
I think, yeah, we've had enormous success in the health sector against HIV/AIDS, and in improving how health is delivered throughout the country. We've trained hundreds and hundreds of nurses and doctors, even paying their salaries when I was ambassador there. We have trained hundreds of teachers after the earthquake. We rebuilt all kinds of schools throughout the country. But the problem is the sustainability of all these things has not continued because there's no government services. There's nothing now that there's no income. There's not being ripped off the top by corrupt politicians. So none of the social services that are supposed to function in Haiti that the United States government spent millions establishing can be running at this time. So it's chaotic.
Thank you very much. And indeed, for the civil society witnesses who are here, thank you for your courage. And indeed, I can tell you the southeastern part of the United States identifies with the accents that you have, and we feel right at home being with you. God.
This man has one line tonight. Accents, accents, accent. Oh, I like the way you guys sound. That's about it. Nothing that they said was worth remembering or addressing or reverting on. He's just like, yeah, you guys have nice accent. Nothing you said mattered, but your accent is nice.
Bless you. I yield back.
The chair now recognizes the chairman of the Subcommittee of Jurisdiction, Representative Albio Series of New Jersey, for 5 minutes.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I've been to Haiti. I was there when Moise was still Prime Minister, and we saw some of the progress that they were making with the police. They were training police at the time. They even had women training. But obviously, all that has fallen by the wayside. You know, I don't see how a group of civil society can change the direction in which Haiti's going. You're just not strong enough. I mean, you have 200 gangs controlling most of the country. As much as I want the civil society to have a say and, you know, and change the direction of the country, you're not strong enough. I guess my question to you is foreign intervention. I know that China is.
I knew this was going to happen. He kept saying, you're not strong enough. 200 gangs. How do you know how many gangs are there? Unless you have something to do with it. Let me just stop. But it's just funny how he started off as, you're just, you know, there's too many gangs. And you know what? That was the outcome. That was going to be the outcome. Whoever, I don't know who is shipping these guns to the Haitians and drugs and what have you, and giving them money and giving them direction, because there has to be some direction being given. People are not just receiving ton loads of guns from nobody. I don't think they're profiting from these Haitians sending guns to them. I don't think Haitians could afford to pay for these weapons. So there must be a reason. I'm trying to figure out what that reason is. I know what the reason is, but in my mind, I have some ideas, but it's just funny how he goes into, you know, it's just too many gangs, and, you know, and so intervention, the word intervention, or, you know, always comes up, and it's just, you're not strong enough to do this by yourself. So you're going to need someone to come in and do this. And that's the part.
Currently using the position in the UN to block any kind of international support for Haiti, to bring people in, to bring in order into Haiti. How do we change that if we don't get a force in to bring order and bring security and eventually, you know, have the proper election for that country? I just, you know, as much as I admire you for your efforts, I just don't know at this stage whether you're strong enough to change the direction in which this country's going. Can anybody? Well, first of all, obviously, I don't know if you want foreign intervention or not.
No.
See?
No.
He's like, well, you know, he like, how can I get this to them? How can I? Foreign intervention. I don't know if you want foreign. He had three. He was not going to waste his time. This was the only thing he came to say tonight.
I know that sounds bad, but you have a situation that is not functioning. And I don't know if you're strong enough to change the direction it's going.
Wait.
Here, because you know what? This is a big thing. This is it. You get unraveled by, you know, corruption and people bringing in weapons or sending weapons. So, and then people sit back and watch you just fall apart, and they're like, well, I don't know if you're strong enough to do this. I'm gonna have to pay. You know, it's like a situation where somebody watches you, you know, watches you fall apart, helps you fall apart, implement certain things for you to fall apart. Not saying that this man did that, but I'm just saying it's like, and then you sit back and you say, well, you're just not strong enough. Well, yeah, the situation has weakened Haiti, but I don't think foreign intervention in the way that he's saying, because, you know, when he's saying you're not strong enough, well, then why jump to foreign intervention? Because foreign intervention is what weakened Haiti, and that's that's the real truth of it. Foreign intervention is what caused a lot of the things to be and the people in place to be in place right now. There's been a lot of foreign intervention, and I don't know. Has that helped Haiti? I don't know.
Je crois que moi crois que nous devons faire bilan mission onusienne en Haïti.
I think that we should really look into what we are looking to do in Haiti.
En fait, bilan mission onusienne yo, jodi a son bilan catastrophique.
Right now, what we have seen with the United Nations has been catastrophic.
C'est situation insécurité qui détérioré puis plus dans pays a.
The situation has deteriorated
avec gang yo qui occupent plus espace et qui plus puissant.
with the gangs who are currently operating without impunity.
Et institution yo, tant que la justice yo complètement plate à terre.
An institution like the justice system is completely non-existent.
Et crise politique là, li aggravé beaucoup plus.
And the political turmoil is going worse and worse today.
Donc, ça peut pas ici à demander jodi à d'abord, c'est que la communauté internationale lui reconnaît responsabilité dans sa pays à vivre jodi à.
What the Haitian people are asking right now is, first of all, that the international community recognize their part in what's happening in the country.
Yep.
En plus,
Look, I get it. You know, we want the international world to see what's going on. But how do you change directions if they don't get involved?
En fait, ça que nous devons comprendre tout, c'est qu'en réalité, journée aujourd'hui, nous gagnons des politiciens menteurs en Haïti, fanfarons, qui a défendre propre intérêt.
What we must understand, we have political leaders in Haiti currently who are defending their own personal political intentions.
Donc, kounya là, ça que nous besoin justement, et puisque c'est communauté, société civile là, qui était toujours bon côté population, bon côté besoin population.
Because the civil societies have always been on the side of the people and working with the people.
C'est société civile là qui a aidé joindre solution kounya à crise là.
It is the civil societies that can definitely help dealing with the crisis we are dealing with right now.
Nous connaissons que police là.
But you have failed.
Non, non.
You have failed.
We have failed.
You know, everybody.
The international community
and
Haiti. And it's very important that the international community.
I like what she just said. We have failed, my nigga. You see how he's like, but you have failed. I want to look up this man's name and see who he is and what's his background. Very interesting. He feels like the only outcome or the only solution for Haiti is to bring in somebody needs to take over Haiti, basically.
Acknowledge their failure in Haiti. The Haitian police that we have is a U.S. founded, trained, and funded police. So that police who cannot provide security to us, the citizens of Haiti, was made, tailored, and paid for by the U.S. So it's our failure. It's not only us in the civil society.
Did my sister bring it? She said, this police system, this government system that is in place, that is failing, was put in place by the U.S. Period.
Who are failing Haiti. Our friends in the international community are also failing Haiti. And the very reason why we do not want an intervention is because when there are boots on our soil, we get raped, we get killed, and we get cholera, and we have to fight for even an excuse after that. It has never solved any problems in Haiti. So we must make the effort of looking at things differently. What is it that we have been doing and doing and doing over and over again stubbornly that are not working? acknowledging that they are not working and finding other solutions. The solutions that we are saying is that there are Haitians in Haiti who are honest, who have integrity, and who are competent enough to rule their country. All we are asking for is a chance to do so. And so far, there's always been the United States of America hands on the scale, supporting unconditionally corrupt governments.
What?
Sending troops that are raping us, that are killing us, and that don't even have the decency of acknowledging their failures.
Well, my time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now recognize the gentleman.
And so far, there's always been the United States of America hands on the scale, supporting unconditionally corrupt governments, sending troops that are raping us, that are killing us, and that don't even have the decency of acknowledging their failures.
Well, my time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now recognize the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Representative Scott Perry, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The testimony today is it's staggering. Unfortunately, as folks I think on this panel know all too well, the United States has a long and unfortunately unimpressive history of exploitive intervention in Haiti, from squandering taxpayer funds here, which were seized by corrupt actors, to the decimation of Haiti's agricultural industry in the name of protectionist domestic goals. These policies have wreaked havoc on Haiti and contributed to disastrous consequences for everyday citizens in Haiti. Perhaps the most egregious example of this failed U.S. policy is our response to the 2010 hurricane that devastated Haiti. The Interim Haiti Recovery Commission, co-chaired by former President Bill Clinton, while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, was supposed to represent the will of the Haitian people in a coordinated effort to respond. However, judging by the strong letter from the 12 Haitian members of the commission to the 2 co-chairs, it's clear the Haitian people were not given a true voice at the table. Even established U.S. agencies performed poorly. USAID not only funneled most of the disaster funds to organizations outside of Haiti, but their handling of the Caracol Industrial Park just showed their ineptitude at the...
Okay, sir. Okay. You're telling the truth. Yes. Yes. I love truth tellers. Yes. Melanated, non-melanated. I love truth tellers.
urging of the Clinton Foundation. After evicting hundreds of families for a project unwanted by the private sector for which they had no expertise, USAID gave up and diverted the resources to another port. And what did the U.S. taxpayer get for those tens of millions spent on this boondoggle? According to the director of the second port, 2 concrete electricity poles to which USAID failed to connect an actual electric wire to.
So you mean they gave the Haitians 2 electric poles with no wires? What the? You put 2 electric poles with no wires, no electricity.
USAID also allocated $97.3 million to rebuild permanent housing for Haitians. The project estimated the houses would be 15,000, but only about 2,500 were ever built. The foundation itself, the Clinton Foundation, is responsible for encouraging a long string of ill-advised and wasteful projects. It facilitated the construction of a luxury hotel, happened to be owned by a donor to the foundation. I don't care what luxury hotel you're staying in. If you're being beaten, killed, or raped, it's not going to work out too well.
I love this representative. Is this Representative Wilson or Representative Perry, y'all? Which one? Put it in the comment section. I'm in love.
Well, When the donor funds did go to worthy causes, the end product was downright hazardous for the people of Haiti. Supposedly hurricane-proof shelters built by the foundation were plagued with mold. How do you like living with mold? Poor construction, or how about formaldehyde? Perhaps the most damning indictment of the response is summed up by the Clinton's daughter, Chelsea, who wrote, and I quote, "The incompetence is mind-numbing. The UN people I encountered were frequently out of touch, anachronistic in their thinking at best, and arrogant and incompetent at worst," unquote. To Ambassador White, I hope you're still there. I appreciate your frank testimony regarding Haiti's status. You mince no words when you discuss the basic insecurity and daily violence endured by Haitian citizens and the need to secure the country before any other aid is rendered. You can tell these folks want to help themselves. We do have some restrictions on aid to Haiti. However, like you said, the lack of security has led to the theft of an astounding 2,000 tons of UN food that could have supported up to 200,000 people for a month. That's just gone. There's no promise that even with the government reforms that prior obstacles to U.S. aid won't persist. Ambassador White, I'm listening to this. I don't know who wants to go to Haiti as a police officer. I don't know what cost or what price encourages someone to go to Haiti and serve as a police officer or some other form of security for these folks in Haiti under the threats that they have to live under to fix this situation. But do you have any idea how we safeguard the aid that might be proposed for the Haitian people? How do we safeguard it so that Haitians aren't disrespected and put in peril, and the American taxpayer isn't disrespected and their money squandered? Is she still present?
Ambassador, can you hear the question?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, now we can. Go ahead and please answer.
Yeah.
Briefly.
This is why when I was there, one of the most successful programs we had with this hiring for former NYPD and Miami Police Department, former Haitian. They spoke Creole. They came down. They were tough. They made sure that the Haitian police knew what they were doing. They made sure that they had the correct equipment. And unfortunately, and the INL ran it, and they ran it well. I would suggest that we get together, USAID and INL and the State Department, and figure out how we can reconstruct that program. It's not the UN troops coming down and terrorizing the women of the country as they did when they were there for that long period of time, although I think they did a lot of good work down there. But certainly the reputation of the UN troops in Haiti is horrible. So I think we should get together and figure out, and we could do it under the new act that you guys passed in 2019. I see nothing that has come out of passing that act, and I'd like to know why.
All right, thank you. The gentleman's time's expired. I now recognize Representative Jerry Connolly of Virginia for 5 minutes.
I thank the chair. Ambassador White, listening to the story today, and of course, following developments in Haiti since at least the earthquake, but actually going way back, there is a level of corruption and dysfunctionality that is world-class. And Mr. Series raised the question that even with a vibrant civil society, how does it function if everyone's worried about their own personal security? Gangs are essentially running the place. Government is corrupt, by standards that boggle the mind, and that mean various normal functions, can't be counted on. We've heard from our witnesses about dysfunctionality in the judiciary. We've heard that, intervention by a foreign power doesn't really solve the problem. And Ms. Chalier reminded us of history, that there have been lots of interventions and they didn't make things better. So where do we begin to try to stabilize Haiti and build a society that works for everybody and provides security for all Haitians while we're at it. I mean, what's the spark we need from your point of view and your experience as an American diplomat in Haiti that we need to somehow grasp and promote if we're going to try to make some progress and reverse the incredible dysfunction, chaos, and violence that has descended upon the Haitian people?
Yeah, well, there's no easy solution for Haiti, but that doesn't mean that we don't come up with a policy. The Washington Post said that the situation is not tenable in Haiti, and waiting for a worse to come is not a policy, it's an abdication of responsibility. We need to have a policy, and we need to formulate that policy with Haitian voices at the table. They obviously do not feel that they have been heard. So that's the first mistake that we've got to correct. Get somebody down there that can actually hear the Haitian people and come up with them, allow them to promote and publicize the solution to their own problem. Yes, we have had a role in creating that problem, there's no doubt about that, but we also can play a role in helping them come up with a way forward. And that, unfortunately, they don't want any kind of intervention, boots on the ground, et cetera, but something has to be done about security first.
And who does that?
Well, my solution is to reinstate that program that we had with hand in hand with the HMP. The HMP is itself corrupt, that's true, but when you have people living with them, training them, teaching them, guiding them day in and day out that would not tolerate corruption, I think that's a step in the right direction.
But Ms. Charlier made the point. I'm sorry, who?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. M'tareme ajouter yon bagay.
I would like to add something.
C'est vrai que PNH là, li besoin que nous renforcer.
It is true that the national police needs to be reinforced.
Mais journée jodi a, c'est pas seulement l'argent avec aide li besoin, faut que nettoyer.
But today, we don't just need money and help, they need to clean it.
Parce que c'est un PNH qui polarisé, c'est un PNH qui politisé et gagne un pile gang là-dedans tout.
Within the police, the national police itself, they have gang members and other ill-intentioned people.
Yo sous-équipé.
They don't have enough equipment.
Yo exposé à insécurité.
They are exposed to insecurity.
Nous d'accord.
We understand that.
Mais li clair que nous besoin nettoyer avant pour ka tourner une force qui ka utile pays et travail pour rétablir sécurité.
It is clear that in order for us to get to a point where the national police can function properly, we need to cleanse within itself.
Par rapport à appui États-Unis et solution à crise là.
As far as the help of the United States to the crisis,
on croit d'abord faut que nous prenions sanctions contre toute autorité qui de connivence avec bandits, avec gang.
We must take sanction against all those who are collaborated with the gangs and the bandits.
Et ensuite, moi crois que faut que nous vraiment permettre population haïtienne impliquer, consulter, participer dans ça qu'a fait pour sortir de la crise.
It is imperative that we make sure that the people in Haiti are included at the table and make the decisions in order for us to move forward.
Une quoi yon nan erreur grave que peut-être jodi a après la mort, après assassinat ancien président Jovenel Moïse.
I believe that one of the grave errors after the assassination of the president.
Donc yo imposé à Haïti Ariel Henry comme premier ministre sans consultation.
They have imposed Ariel Henry as the head of the country without consulting with the population.
Mr. Chairman, I know my time is up, but I know Ms. Charlier was seeking recognition. Would you indulge by allowing her?
30 seconds.
I thank the chair.
Okay, thank you. No, I just want to make sure that we understand that the issue of gangs and the current government are not two different issues. The gangs are powered by the current government. The PHTK regime uses the gangs as their governance way. It's almost state terrorism that you would see in Haiti. The gangs are the gangs of the government. So getting rid of the gangs is not only an issue of killing head of gangs, killing the gang leaders, killing the common men in the streets. It is a matter of going to the root cause and to the ones who are financing and benefiting from the gangs.
Thank you.
In the
And so,
political
thank you. And so my colleagues understand PHTK refers to the Parti Haitian-led Solution, the bald head party of Haiti, which means when she refers to the regime, and they all do, they're talking about the Martelly, Moise, Henri regime of the last 10 years that has facilitated this gangsterization of the country. I now call on Representative Daryl Issa from California for 5 minutes. Mr. Issa, are you on the platform remotely? All right, we'll see if Mr. Issa is available a little bit later. For now, we'll recognize the ranking member of the Western Hemisphere Subcommittee, Representative Mark Green of Tennessee, for 5 minutes. He's not here, okay. Okay, how about Mr. Pfluger of Texas? Are you here?
Yes, I am, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for this, and thank you to the witnesses and the information on this hearing. And I think most of my questions are going to be general for any member of the, any witness and anyone who wants to comment. But most of them security related, and as it impacts not just Haiti but the region. Some of the challenges that we face, obviously, in our country here in the United States, but further and broader in the region, and whether it's corruption or trafficking or cartels or other issues. Let me start by saying, what are the things that you believe should be taking place inside Haiti to stabilize, and where are there synergies between that action and U.S. congressional action? And I'll open that up to any of the panel.
Can I say something?
Please do.
Oui, ça m'a pas ajouté, c'est que, merci en pile pour question.
What I would like to add, thank you so much for the question.
Situation d'insécurité qui a persisté, je ne dis en Haïti, li seulement capable de persister parce que gagne figure politique qui impliquée.
The situation of insecurity in Haiti right now, it is possible because leadership is implied in it.
Gagne un gouvernement qui impliqué.
They have members of the government who are a part of it.
Yo impliqué dans trafic illégal d'armes avec munitions.
They are part of illegal traffic of arms and ammunition.
Yo impliqué dans contrebande.
And they are a part of the contraband.
Et c'est régime PHTK qui crasait toute institution étatique clé tant que système judiciaire.
And it is the current PHTK regime that has completely dismantled the justice system.
Et c'est peut-être ça, nous après dire encore que pour nous-mêmes, société civile là, gagne mol pour le dire, pour retourner avec un fonctionnement normal de toute institution.
That is why we are saying once again, the civil societies must be included in how we are moving forward.
I would think that a relative easy win would be to help at the customs, at the border in Haiti. The guns are coming into Haiti daily in cars, in boxes, in.
She mentions to help at the customs at the borders of Haiti. What about stopping them from leaving America and Canada and all those other places before they even get to Haiti? Don't you pay attention to what you're sending to other people?
Refrigerators. I think some real, help people, experts, custom experts.
The key here is this. If you're dealing with people that are making $3 a day for the most part, and they receive things like guns and drugs and things like that, you're going to find corrupted people once they receive those products to try to sell them. And they know that. So the thing is this, why is it even leaving? Why are we just sitting there saying, oh, the people, when they receive, no, why are you letting them go there? Why? You have the option not to. Trust me, they know what's leaving. They know what's leaving these countries, Canada, US, everybody knows what's leaving. They know. They know what's leaving the country.
On the ground in Haiti would be at least a quick fix for that.
Well, that's very helpful. Kind of a dovetailing into this, and for Ambassador White, how with the amount of the problems of accessibility, maybe it's due to poor infrastructure, maybe it's due to other issues, making sure that any sort of aid gets to the right group of people. How can the U.S. best cooperate to do that?
Yeah, believe me, I spent a career fighting that battle. And one of the things that I think is that for some reason we have so many rules and red tape and bureaucracy that we cannot give money to the organizations that are really closest to the people. The local NGOs and even the missionary groups who are the glue right now that's holding Haiti together, and yet they don't have fancy bookkeeping systems, they don't have fancy personnel systems, etc.
If you want to help, I mean, if you don't want to really help somebody, you're not going to really help them. You're going to put up a lot of rules and stipulations to make sure that help is not easily had. If your whole, I mean, you would think that if you wanted to help, then there wouldn't be all these stipulations. You would put in place processes that would work. You would put in place rules that would benefit the people, not a bunch of corrupt leaders,
et cetera, all of which is required in order to give organizations money. And therefore, we give it to great big organizations who take a third right off the top and often are not close to the Haitian people. We've got to change that.
Ambassador, thank you for that. And I think that's a major concern, not just in Haiti, but with any sort of organization. And, if you'd be willing to submit for the record, and even if we keep it, even if we keep this dialogue ongoing, this is something that I know many of my colleagues and I want to dig into. We want to understand and make sure that these organizations aren't just taking it off the top, and the American taxpayer should not be funding the fluff. It needs to go to the right recipients to actually have an effect, a positive effect. So thank you very, very much, and I'd be very interested in a follow-up to which organizations.
He said something that is key, guys. Now, keep in mind, American taxpayers. So those of you, my brothers and sisters, or any humans that are here in America that are working really hard, remember when the earthquake or anytime the cholera thing that went on in Haiti, there were a lot of people, a lot of taxpayers' money, a lot of your money go towards funding the oligarchy or the Haitian mafia, which happens to be a bunch of people that are not. I don't want to bystep this part because I want to give you guys a visual, because when we talk about the oligarchy or we talk about some of the people that are really taking advantage of Haitian, all the funding and all the money and all the things that are being put in place in Haiti, I want to give you guys a real idea of what those people look like and who exactly you're funding and why it's important that if they're saying they're helping, they're not helping. They know exactly who they're helping. They know what is put in place, because for the most part it's going directly to those folks. They're putting all these rules in place that, the grassroots people that are actually at the grassroots are not getting any of the help. So I'm going to share an image of the oligarchy, what you call the Haitian mafia, the people that they move themselves into Haiti, like, they're doing many other places in the world, and basically call themselves Haitian, are claiming the cream of the crop, the top of everything, lining their pockets. Basically, here they are. These are the top people in Haiti. These are the people that are benefiting from all of the funding coming into Haiti, every bit of it. And this is just, and I'm gonna tell you something, there may be at least 17 more, and they all look like this. And that's just the reality of it. And then, of course, be underneath them, you have a lot of the crumb snatchers that are melanated like us. And they, too, are taking advantage of the people. Their pictures are too, but the people that are really making, that are becoming billionaires by moving to Haiti and maybe having, been born in Haiti because their forefathers moved to Haiti and now they call themselves Haitians. So justifiably, they can get away with just stripping the island of everything. And so there's a good, and look at these names. You could tell a lot of them. Okay, let's go back to the clip, y'all. I'll go back to the clip and remove this because I wanted to give you guys an idea of what exactly
We
was
need to be cognizant of. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes the newly minted chair of the subcommittee on Middle East and North Africa. Congratulations to David Cicilline of Rhode Island. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to our witnesses for your really important testimony, and thank you to the chair for calling this hearing. Ms. Chevalier, I want to start with you. I think the importance of learning the lessons of not listening to the Haitian people is very, very important. So my first question is your sense that there is broad consensus among the Haitian people that the Montana Accords, Henry Group, that is attempting to move forward with presidential elections and parliamentary elections is broadly supported by the Haitian people? And if so, what can the United States do to move that process along? Because ultimately, it seems to me that's the objective here, to give the Haitian people the right to decide their own future and their own elected officials.
To answer very quickly, I'm going to tell you a bit about the Montana Accord. Montana Accord.
Can I just make sure your mic's on, and if
Yes,
it is,
on it.
Maybe you can
go
pull the
close.
microphone closer to you.
It's flexible, so you can pull it right close to you.
I'm having a sore throat.
Fantastic.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. No, you're good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the people on the platform can hear you.
Okay. The Montana Accord, the civil society at one point, and President Moïse was still alive, we realized that things were going really bad in Haiti. And it was up to us, the citizens of Haiti, to have the courage to meet all sectors, whether it's the civil society, business, or political. So we went as citizens and started meeting from the PHTK, which is the current regime, all the way to the Lavalas. We met with them. We founded the commission, and that commission continued with that dialogue work. It was the first time in Haiti that civil society was forcing different political to speak together. So we believe in that process. It's a almost 3 years length process that led us to that accord with more than 500 different organizations.
No, I know that, and that's why I'm asking. I'm familiar with the process. That's what I'm asking. What can we do as the United States, both the administration and the Congress, to help support and accelerate that process?
Well, really, it's stopping to support the Ariel Henry regime. And for as long as he has support from the U.S. and the UN, it will just ignore us.
Okay. Thank you. And with respect to the gangs, hearing the description, it reminds me of a visit I had to the Central African Republic, where so much of the country was controlled by armed gangs. But with respect to the current government's willingness to address this issue, if the arms are mostly coming from the United States, seems to me an easy fix to have the U.S. Customs Service present in a partnership with the Haitian government in Haiti to stop both stuff leaving the United States but also entering. Is your sense the current government is committed to measures that will reduce?
So have the United States presence in Haiti. Why not have the United States presence right there in America to make sure that it's not leaving there with anything in it? It's just funny that it all boils down to having American presence in Haiti, and they keep screaming they do not want that type of intervention, but this is the type of intervention that keeps trying to slide itself in.
The influx of guns?
No.
Because without the partnership of the government, it seems particularly difficult.
No, the level of gang violence that we are seeing in Haiti is only possible because it's the politics running it. So they have zero intentions of controlling guns or ammunitions. They are using
Very
them.
lucrative.
Sorry? Oh, they are using
sorry.
them as it's their way of governing the country. That's why I was referring earlier to state terrorism.
Thank you. And Mr. Perevilus, it looked like you wanted to say something.
Oui. Je dis, l'important que les États-Unis suspendent supporter le gouvernement illégitime Ariel Henry.
We believe that today it is crucial that the U.S. government totally stops supporting the illegitimate government of Ariel Henry.
Donc, je dis, la meilleure façon pour nous aider à résoudre la crise là,
Today, the best way to help solve the problems
c'est permettre nous relancer le processus démocratique pays.
is to allow us to restart the democratic system in the country.
Et pour ça, il faut une nouvelle gestion politique qui fait des pays
And for that, we must have a new way of governing
avec une nouvelle équipe pour assurer la transition.
with a new group to make sure we have a good transition.
Mais on est ajouté rapidement.
Oui, vas-y. Non, ok. Nouvelle équipe ça,
This new group of people
li gagnait et pour responsabilité établir un cadre qui favorise restauration, m'ta capable dire, et conditions changement politique.
will have a role to establish the
Restauration, conditions changement politique qui est axé sur la
to
justice,
restore the political norms that will based on justice,
qui est capable de mettre fin à la question impunité
that will end the impunity system,
et qui est capable d'assurer participation citoyenne à travers organisation d'élections ouvertes et crédibles.
and that will ensure the participation of the population with the open and credible election.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Is that
I yield
possible
back.
for me to add something?
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ça me permet ajouter en plus, c'est que en fait, contrôler, ça a déjà arrivé que les États-Unis aident nous contrôler les armes qui rentrent en Haïti.
What I would like to add is that the United States is already helping us to control the arms, the weapons that are entering into the country.
Et c'est peut-être ça, je dis à nous penser que justement, ils sont capables de renforcer le contrôle ça.
That's why we believe they can reinforce that type of control over arms getting into Haiti.
Merci.
Thank you. Okay, we now recognize Representative Muser from Pennsylvania, who I see right here, so I know he's ready.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your testimony. Clearly, Haiti has some very serious challenges. Number of questions. I'd like to start, though, with an adoption situation, and maybe you could give me some advice. There's a child that's been adopted by a constituent of mine, officially adopted, same last name. They're in need of a Haitian passport. They have the U.S. passport. It seems things are squared away on the U.S. embassy side, but on the Haiti embassy side, not so. If perhaps you could think about it and give me perhaps a contact, because we'd really, it's a very difficult situation, as you could probably imagine. So maybe we could check on that afterwards. So you mentioned a number of things. Now you're bringing up the idea of a new group. And so what is working right now? We heard a lot about what's not working. Is there a group or persons that are thinking about the greater good that are in line with clearly what you want is Haiti to be stable and have growth and peace and prosperity? Is there such, what is working and who is helping make it work. Can you offer that?
What is working? It's a difficult question regarding Haiti. The state, like I said earlier, is non-existent. The parliament, the judiciary system is dysfunctional. What is working is the civil society, us citizens trying to find a solution, a Haitian-led solution. The Montana Accord has been steadily and with a lot of courage continuing its path toward bringing people together to that consensus that we need to have a groundbreaking transition with new people, honest people, people we believe can lead us out of that crisis. Personally, that's the one thing that I would say that is working.
M'ka ajouter, ça kap travaille toujours en Haïti, ça kap bien marché toujours.
And I would like to add other things that we believe are working in Haiti.
C'est présence organisation droit moun yo, organisation société civile là.
Is the presence of human rights organizations.
C'est population qui connaît que c'est vers nous-mêmes pour le tourner lorsque droit le violer.
It's the population who knows where to go when their rights are violated.
C'est nous-mêmes qui après répondre à toute qualité de demande, que ce soit demande pour voyer timoun l'école, pour voyer timoun l'hôpital, etc.
They are the ones answering to all the requests and demands of the population, whether it is sending children to school or feeding them.
Donc, ça cap marché jusqu'à présent, c'est organisation société civile yo.
What is working, I will tell you, up until right now, are the social society organizations and human rights organizations.
Is our State Department, are we aware of who some of these individuals are and that can be part of this new group?
Oui, nous, bien sûr, nous travaillons, oui, nous on travaille avec département d'État. Est-ce que oui, oui. Non, c'est ça. Oui.
And Ambassador, I'd like to get your comment on that after she responds.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not in the State Department anymore, but from what I hear from my Haitian friends, the problem is over and over again that the State Department and the UN both feel that they have to work with Henri because he's the official representative of the Haitian government, but he has no legitimacy. So the human rights groups are saying, don't deal with an illegitimate government, deal with the civil society groups. And they've brought together for several months now a group. I don't know if it could be expanded perhaps, or it's good as it is. I don't know enough of the details, but we need to be dealing in an open fashion with civil society to get a transition government in there for the next 2 years. And if we did get a transition government in there, which we must, I say that anyone who serves on that cannot serve long-term in the government afterwards. We have to have totally uncorrupt people in that transition government.
Okay,
uncorruptible.
Sure. All right, Chairman, my time has expired. Thank you. I yield back.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes Representative Joaquin Castro of Texas for 5 minutes on the platform.
Thank you, Chairman. As has been noted already today, the situation in Haiti is tragic. The Haitian people live in fear of criminal gangs that operate with impunity. Haiti's institutions are capable of delivering basic services. This situation is intolerable, and Haitians are fleeing from their country, many to our borders. In addition to treating these migrants with compassion, the United States has a responsibility to work with the Haitian people to help bring about stability and security to their homeland. And Chairman Meek's first question referenced the widely reported fact that American weapons are arming the gangs in Haiti and directly contributing to the instability there. Unfortunately, we're seeing a similar phenomenon in other parts of the Caribbean as well. And so I wanted to ask the folks on the panel, whoever has not had a chance to address this issue, what would you recommend that the United States do to effectively curtail the flow of weapons to Haiti's criminals? And would any of the other witnesses like to comment, if any of you would like to comment on this?
Sorry. Comment pour nous empêcher les armes rentrer en Haïti? C'est puisque nous connaissons que plus fort dans yo a sorti aux États-Unis, c'est vraiment une collaboration avec la douane en Haïti.
She said, how are we going to stop arms from coming from Haiti? Well, we already know that most of them are coming from the United States, so we're going to need you to help us stop, bringing them to the country, basically. That's what she.
Since we already understand where the ammunitions and weapons are coming from, we believe that it is necessary for customs in the U.S. and custom in Haiti find a way to find some solutions.
Et nous étions quoi tout que en fait c'est seulement une solution bilatérale qui va permettre nous résoudre le problème ça.
And we believe that it should be a bilateral solutions to get to answer to those issues.
Et à côté de solutions bilatérales entre la douane ici, États-Unis, avec la douane en Haïti, nous supposons gagner des sanctions qui prend.
In addition to having a bilateral support and collaboration between U.S. Custom and Haitian Custom, there must be sanction taken against people who are involved.
Et premier monde qui doit sanctionner dans question trafic d'armes ça yo, c'est gouvernement haïtien.
And the first group that must be sanctioned is the Haitian government.
C'est eux même qui a fait conteneur yo sorti sans aucun contrôle.
They are the ones who are allowing the containers carrying those weapons to enter the country without any control.
C'est eux même qui a marché distribuer les armes by bandits armés.
They are the ones who are distributing the weapons to the armed gangs.
C'est eux même qui choisi pour yo affaiblir police là. Et au contraire, pour renforcer gang yo.
They are the ones who have made the decision to weaken the police forces and strengthen the armed gangs.
Donc, d'abord, c'est fucking sanction qui prend compte yo.
So first, we must look into how to sanction those who are involved.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, I have one more question. I'll ask my second question. While we see scenes of the chaos in Port-au-Prince regularly, we're less familiar with the situation in other parts of the country. Is there a lack of security throughout the entire country, including the rural areas? And is the situation outside of the major cities being addressed? And what assistance could the United States provide to help improve civilian security in the rural areas of Haiti?
The security issues are not only in Port-au-Prince, they are widespread in the country. Various big cities or small cities are also gangsterized. They have lots of gangs in them as well, and even small villages. The people are being terrorized by gang members who sometimes move from Port-au-Prince to these other strategic, to them, small villages, or sometimes they're just fleeing from the police. They go in the small villages, they install themselves, and they terrorize. So it's not only Port-au-Prince that has the security problem. It's the entire country. For instance, now you cannot move from Port-au-Prince to the south of the country or from Port-au-Prince to the north of the country. Port-au-Prince, all of the wards, the major wards, have gangs on them, and they are gangs that are terrorizing the population.
Thank you. And out of time, so I'll yield back, Chairman.
Thank you. We now recognize Representative Young Kim of California for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. As you know, the purpose of our hearing today is to examine the U.S. policy towards Haiti and with stated goal of supporting Haitian efforts to confront the insecurity and help restore democratic institutions and help Haiti establish educational opportunities and help build a healthcare system there.
Not to pause this, but how wonderful it would be to be watching this discussion being made in Africa or, CARICOM between the Caribbean islands about Haiti. I mean, for them to be having this type of solution, saying what we can do for ourselves.
But what we're hearing today through the the questions and answers that we're getting is that United States is still unsure of the government that is, what we see is unstable. And from what we're hearing, it's very difficult to deal with a government that is not, I guess, the level of, government, secure government that we can work with. So I want to pose the first question to Ambassador White. I know you're not in office at the moment, but how would you currently characterize the recent U.S. and international partner efforts in addressing the deteriorating security conditions in Haiti?
I believe it's gotten so bad over the last 3 years, and we've done nothing to intervene or to help during those 3 years, except saying it's complex, it's complicated, we're not sure what to do. I mean, this is not a policy. We don't have a clear policy on what U.S. help aid should be to Haiti, and I think that that's very unfortunate. It needs to be articulated, and it has to be articulated in terms of security as well as who we support politically. And as everyone on this panel has said repeatedly, the Haitian people do not have any confidence in or believe that there's any legitimacy in the current government in Haiti. And yet the United States government feels that it's because they are in place by hook or by crook, but they've been the prime minister who acts as the president, was appointed by the president who was assassinated. And therefore, he himself doesn't really have any mandate with the Haitian people. So as you've heard from the Haitians themselves, we have got to change direction. Yeah. And the sooner the better.
And in terms of helping to change the direction, I want to ask our witnesses that are with us in person, how would you characterize the current relationship between your Prime Minister, Ariel Henry's government, the opposition, and civil society organizations?
Bon, pas gen, en ken mot, pas gen relation. Pas gen relation du tout. Parce que, en fait, nous avons un premier ministre qui connaît que est capable de camper sous support communauté internationale là, including the United States.
There's no relations. Honestly, at this moment, we have a prime minister who knows that the United States is backing them, so therefore there is no relations.
Donc, premier ministre là, pas gagne relation avec la société civile là. Premier ministre là, pas prêt pour le temps des sociétés civiles là.
So therefore, the prime minister does not have a relationship with the civil societies, and he's not implied to communicate or engage with the civil society.
Mais c'est de bonne guerre parce que nous quand même connaissons tout que il gagne réponse pour le bail sous assassinat président Jovenel Moïse.
But we also do understand that he must answer for the assassination of the assassinated president Jovenel Moïse.
Donc en réalité nous pas chercher relation tout.
In reality, we're not really looking for that type of relationship.
Sous gouvernement de facto Ariel Henry.
When it comes to the de facto government of Ariel Henry,
so they just mentioned that that the United States government is supporting a government that the Haitian population is implicating in the death of Jovenel Moïse, the ex-president. So by saying that, it's saying, well, you're supporting a government that is implicated. And everyone everyone on ground says that they have knowledge or something to do with the death of a president. Why would America be supporting a government that the people themselves are saying is implicated in the death of a president? That's just crazy.
The political crisis has worsened.
Et gang yo vin plus puissant et yo occupe plus espace en da pays.
In the gangs, the armed gangs are more powerful and they have more space inside of the country.
C'est un premier ministre qui affiche un mépris par rapport à revendication population.
The prime minister have completely denied the request of the population.
Et qui même a tenté pour criminaliser revendication population pendant la pas simulée à question gang.
and even trying to criminalize the civil societies as he is putting himself in step with the armed gangs.
Donc, en plus de manque de légitimité Premier ministre là,
In addition to the illegitimacy of the prime minister,
mais il pas montré réelle volonté pour l'aider dans résoudre crise là.
he doesn't show real willingness to help with the crisis.
Parce que pendant tout le temps ça au pouvoir, il n'a pas créé une ouverture pour concerter, discuter avec différents acteurs.
Because all his time in power, he has yet to find a way or agree on a way to communicate and engage the civil society and other actors within the country.
Donc, li clair jodi a, résolution crise là dans le pays a, gouvernement actuel là, premier ministre actuel là pas qu'à faire partie des solutions.
It is clear that with the crisis we are going through right now, the current government, Prime Minister Ariel cannot be a part of a transition system.
Et faut que les États-Unis comprennent effectivement s'ils veulent aider pays a, jodi a population li pas gain confiance dans le gouvernement ça et Ariel Henry pas montré volonté pour résoudre crise là, toute démarche qui visait à kembe pouvoir ça, à kembe Ariel Henry, c'est plonger pays dans crise plus.
Can you
Ouais. Donc moi quoi jodi a
And I believe that today,
les États-Unis doivent comprendre que le gouvernement qui la population n'a pas confiance dans lui.
the United States must understand that the current government, the population, the Haitian people do not have trust in it.
Et que l'équipe qui n'a pas fait partie des résolutions crise là.
The current government cannot be a part of solving the crisis.
Toute décision ou bien solution qui t'a visé Kembe Ariel Henry dans tête pays a,
All decisions who are supporting the prime minister as the head of the country,
c'est aggraver la pas aggraver crise là puis plus.
they are making things worse.
Ça qu'arrive non réaliser élection avec mais c'est des élections qui pas bail, des résultats qui pas bail participation et laisse ça instabilité à la continuer beaucoup plus.
It is possible that we might have an election with the current administration. However, it will plunge the country in worse conditions.
Thank you. Thanks. I now have arrived at my time to ask questions. So I want to start by really thanking Chairman Meeks and Ranking Member McCall for holding this timely and important hearing. As someone who's devoted much of my time in Congress to U.S. Haiti policy, I'm pleased and it's notable that this is the second straight year our committee has examined the crisis in Haiti at the full committee level, and that's very important. To put it mildly, since a similar panel in March of last year addressed us and answered our questions, the situation has deteriorated drastically. I'm hopeful that what we learned today can inform how this Congress can act constructively to work with the Haitian people to end the violence and deep instability that we've been witnessing. I want to repeat what I said last year clearly and for the record. We know that the people who testify before us face intimidation and threats of violence because they dare to speak the truth and come before us. I have zero tolerance for that, and I ask any witness who experiences any form of retaliation for testifying before us to alert this committee immediately. And I'm going to say that in Creole. Si n'importe moun menace nous parce que nous vinn by nous information, quittez-nous connaître immédiatement, s'il vous plaît. I want to say to everybody that I'm impressed by the efforts of this Congress to begin to grapple with this situation, and I'm particularly grateful that the House has passed my 2 amendments to the National Defense Authorization Act. One, saying it's the sense of Congress that we need a Haitian solution to the crisis, and secondly, to require a very fast report from U.S. authorities on the problem of U.S. arms trafficking in Haiti. And clearly, your testimony has shown we need more collaboration and more information on that right away. Let me move to my questions. I want to talk about the corruption and impunity that you all have been describing that pervades the current regime. Ms. Charlier, let me start with you. You describe that corruption and impunity is endemic in Haiti's system of governance today. Given the scale of the problem, what's the single biggest way the international community can help Haiti tackle this problem?
Sanctions. By sanctioning whoever is stealing our money. When they steal our money, they send it abroad. Most of the times in the States. They buy properties here, they pay the tax here, they send their kids to school here, they participate in the life here in the States, they pay the tax, but with the money that they have stolen from Haiti. So not only are they stealing our money, they're sending it abroad, and they are benefiting from full impunity because they have taken the state hostage. And this is what we are seeing. All of the gang violence, all of the postponing elections, all of the keeping the situation at its worst to prevent elections from happening is to protect them from facing justice.
And let me say that earlier, Ms. Auguste de Sena testified that about what is working and mentioned human rights groups. And I want to say that in terms of sanctions, the human rights groups of Haiti have provided detailed reports about specific members of the government and other leaders who are implicated in arms trafficking and gang violence. So it would seem that the State Department would have the raw materials to begin to figure out who might be appropriate to sanction. You also have raised, all of you, this point about a Haitian solution to the crisis. And let me ask any of, maybe either of the other two haven't talked in my time yet. What you have talked about a transitional government and the need to have a pathway back to democracy. What can the U.S. do to support this effort that you have been courageously building and participating in yourselves, evidently?
Bon, déjà, merci en pile, Congressman Levin.
First, I'd like to say thank you so much, Congressman Levin.
Merci parce que vous faites point sur intimidation avec menace que défenseurs droits monde a subi en Haïti.
Thank you for pointing out the possibility of being armed for speaking out.
Et n'a dit tout que en fait gen en pile nan nou qui te a fait travail de défense droit monde et qui journée jeudi a obligé quitter pays à cause de menaces.
I must say that there are a lot of us who are part of the civil societies doing the work in Haiti that were forced to flee because of being threatened by those in charge.
Journée jeudi a pour que communauté internationale la appuyer un gouvernement de transition.
Today, for the international community to support a transitional system,
li seulement besoin pour le retirer support li à gouvernement actuel là.
It needs to remove its support to the current government.
Tout ça qui rend Ariel Henry aussi arrogant, c'est parce qu'elle connaît le cas compter sous support communauté internationale là.
What really gives Ariel Henry the arrogance to continue to do the things that he's doing is the fact that he knows he has the international support.
All right, my time's expired, and it's now my pleasure to introduce Congressman Green of Tennessee, who I see here, so he's ready to go. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you. And thank you for bringing up the point about the bravery that it takes for these witnesses to be here today. I want to thank you for being here. I welcome this chance for the full committee to weigh in on the worsening crisis in Haiti. This committee met in March of last year to debrief on the Haiti crisis and provide policy recommendations. Since that time, I'm concerned that not very much has changed. I'll tell you, since then, since President Moïse was assassinated and his assassins remain at large, The three deadliest massacres in Haiti's recent history occurred. In the last two massacres, no less than 600 people were murdered. An average of 3 people a day are murdered and 10 are abducted, and numbers cannot even begin to describe the countless rapes, kidnappings, and theft that the Haitian people suffer at the hands of violent criminals and armed gangs. An average of 4 policemen are killed each month, and the police force is dwarfed by the gangs that dominate 60% of the capital. Corruption taints much of the government, and there hasn't been an election in Haiti since 2017. Given the worsening conditions, it is essential that we revisit our current strategy. A bold and Haitian-led solution through civil society is ultimately necessary to make the country prosper, but civil society requires stability and the rule of law. Without the rule of law, without the eradication of the hegemonic gangs, there can be no civil society. A strong and prosperous Haiti is clearly in the security interest of the United States. As Ranking Member McCall has mentioned already, the Haitian government's continued recognition of Taiwan in the face of CCP aggression illustrates the strong partnership possible between Haiti and the United States if only there was a stable and free society present. The Haitian people are strong and have endured so much, from natural disasters to disease to the actions of selfish and evil men seeking to exert power. As a neighbor, a friend, and partner, we want to see the Haitian people achieve security and prosperity. We remain committed to the Haitian people, and we desire to see the Haitian-led solutions put the country on a path towards stability and the rule of law. My first question is to Ms. Auguste de Sena. When we last spoke in last year's committee hearing, I asked you about the state of criminal justice in Haiti, specifically regarding the proportion of criminal prisoners that are political prisoners. And as I mentioned, a lot has changed since then, including a new president. Has this led to any change in the criminal justice system, and if so, can you elaborate?
Merci en pile pour question.
Thank you so much for the question.
Oui, effectivement, année dernière, lorsque nous t'avons témoigné, nous t'avons parlé en pile de justice là qui est dysfonctionnelle.
Yes, last year when we were here, we spoke about the dysfunctional justice system.
Seul ça qui changeait, c'est que après un an, il vient plus mal.
The only thing that have changed is that after a year, it has worsened.
Je ne jodi a pas gagné aucune assise qui fait dans grande juridiction de première instance dans le pays.
Today, there have been no major impact when it comes to people to be brought into justice.
Et ça fait que plus passé 83% monde qui dans prison attendent jugement.
And that means about 93% of people who are detained in prison are still awaiting judgment.
Sous ça qui gagne ouais à justice pour crime qui commettent par exemple massacre.
What it has to do with the crime that has been committed, such as the massacre,
pas rien tout qui fait.
That has nothing been done.
Nous rappelons que en 2018 il y a un massacre La Saline.
We remember in 2018 they had the La Saline massacre.
Pas rien qui fait sous dossier ça.
Nothing has been done about that.
Et plusieurs autres massacres qui sont enregistrés dans le pays autour, même devant la justice, dossier ça yo paye.
And many other massacres that have occurred in the country yet has to be brought in front of justice.
Ambassador White, my last question. We spoke previously about the spillover effect of the Haitian crisis for the neighbors in the Dominican Republic, and I wonder if you wouldn't just share any current collaboration or coordination that is going on between the countries, if there's any, and how important it is if there isn't. Ambassador White.
Ambassador? I saw her briefly.
Yes, I think that, I believe that even the DR has finally run out of patience with Haiti. The president of the DR was recently in the United States at the UN, and he pretty much said that they're starting to increase their border patrols because they just can't deal with the huge numbers of Haitians coming across the border, fleeing from the violence, and that they don't have the the means to help tens of thousands of Haitians who no longer feel safe in their own country. So the collaboration with the DR is probably as weak as it's ever been.
Thank you, and I yield.
Thank you. I understand Representative Sarah Jacobs of California is on the platform. Representative Jacobs, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much to the witnesses, especially the Haitian witnesses, for testifying before our committee today about how we can empower a Haitian-led solution. I actually used to work on Haiti, and I can say it's been incredibly frustrating to see the U.S. try the same things over and over and over again that we know don't work. And in that vein, the Biden administration has been working to implement the Global Fragility Act passed by this body, which is intended to address the root causes of violence and instability in recipient countries over 10 years. I hope that Haiti's selection as a priority country will be a well-timed opportunity to pivot the U.S. strategy in Haiti. So my question is to Mrs. Charlier, Ms. Ducena, and Mr. Pierre Bijoux. What do you know about the Global Fragility Act and how it will be implemented? And have your organizations or organizations you know been consulted on this strategy?
No, we haven't been consulted on it, and we don't know much about it.
And I'm seeing head nods from the others, Representative Jacobs, in case you can't see them.
Thank you. Well, that is very concerning because this is really meant to be a new approach that's not just a new program, but fundamentally shifts the way we do things. And it's supposed to be about how we consult organizations like yours and leaders like you and make sure we are doing a Haitian-led solution. So I'm going to take that back to the Biden administration and make sure that we rectify that immediately. As we're working on this new strategy, in each of your views, what are the major lessons learned that we should be bringing into this new strategy?
It really is the first thing. It's to understand that Haiti is a country in itself, and Haitians would like and have ways that they would see their countries being run. So not imposing solutions, already made solutions. It's not because something worked in Somalia, for example, that it is going to work in Haiti. And it's vital that we respect, listen, and work with the progressive forces in Haiti. It is acknowledging that there are competent, honest, and Haitians who can do the work and working with them. It is also about having the people on the ground at the U.S. Embassy in Haiti acknowledging the groups that are progressive, working with them, even though sometimes they may not see head-to-head on some issues. The local embassy have a tendency of inviting you once, and if you disagree with them, they never invite you anymore. And they have that tendency of financing different projects so that they can create their own so-called civil society. So whenever there is a meetings, people coming from Washington to Haiti, they can invite these people that are on their payroll or that they are financing their projects to voice whatever they want and make it seem as if everything is working in Haiti. And this has to stop.
N'a continué, en fait, n'a commencé en fait par dire merci un peu la Congresswoman.
And I would like to begin by saying thank you so much to Congresswoman.
Nous intéressés par Global Fragility Act là.
We are really interested in learning more about the Global Fragility Act.
Et nous t'aimerais ouais pour nous ta travailler sur ça après ensemble.
And we will really appreciate if we can work together on the Global Fragility Act.
Et ensuite, ça que moi t'ai dit tout sur question qui j'en nous qu'à avancer avec une nouvelle stratégie.
And what I would like to say about the question of how we can move forward with the new strategy.
C'est très simple, c'est tendre qui sa société civile la gen pour le dire.
It is very simple, it's to listen to what the civil societies have to say.
C'est pas faire erreur pour penser que nous gagnons même l'idée, faut que nous d'accord que nous gagnons divergence.
Don't make the mistake of believing we all have the same ideas. We have different ideas.
Et quitter nous prend destin pays nous en main.
And allowing us to take the destiny of our country in our own hands.
Thank you. Mr. Pierre Vilous, did you have something you wanted to add?
Ça me devait ajouter,
What I would like to add
c'est que jodi a gagné nécessité pour nous soutenir démarche initiative haïtienne pour résoudre crise.
is that today it is necessary to support the initiative that are being taken by the Haitian people themselves.
M'a prédit encore jodi a important pour une nouvelle gestion politique des pays.
And I will repeat that today there must be a new way of dealing within the political system in Haiti
Qui capable permettre pays à sortir dans gouvernance qui chita sous impunité
that will allow the country to move away from the current governance system that is based on impunity,
qui sous corruption
on corruption,
ak banditisme.
and gang violence.
Parce que jodi a banditisme là surtout depuis pratiquement l'année 2018
Because today, since 2018,
c'est un modèle de gouvernance que régime PHTK établi dans le pays.
the gangs movement is a new regime that has been put in place by the PHTK,
Et les bénéficier quelque part des complicités étrangères.
and they benefit in one way or another by the complicit of the international community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I now recognize the gentlelady from Florida, Representative Sheriff Luce McCormick, and I appreciate you joining our hearing, and I thank you for your patience. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Chairman. I want to start off by talking about and addressing the performance of the civil society. One of the questions that we got from one of our colleagues is the strength of the civil society. And I wish we didn't have the interpretation issues that we had in the beginning with Mr. Privilus. But I want to welcome you guys and thank you so much for being here. Ça n'a fait là pour toute communauté avec pays, c'est un bagage très important. So merci en pile pour nous venir là aujourd'hui. Travail ça n'a fait ça, c'est pour nous changer la vie tout le monde en Haïti. Nous connaissons ça, c'est un bagage très sérieux. So I thank you. But my question really is at the strength of the civil society. And we see that the civil society has never really had the opportunity to perform because of the people who are funding the gang members, because of the people who are actually funding the president, who are supporting him. And I wanted to look at the written testimony that we have from Mr. Privilus, who talked about that the current de facto government despises and discredits the demand of the population. Who is supporting, in your view, the de facto president, well, prime minister?
Je crois que le gouvernement de facto qu'il a,
I believe that the de facto government that is in Haiti
lui bénéficier de complicité core group
he benefits from the complicity of the core group
qui, en dehors des consultations des différents acteurs,
outside of the consultation of different actors,
te mette Ariel Henry dans tête pays comme premier ministre.
has put Ariel Henry in charge of the country as the prime minister.
Et c'est un gouvernement qui inscrit dans une logique continuité PHTK.
It is a government that has subscribed to the belief of PHTK.
Malheureusement, il y a des acteurs politiques qui ont soutenu les revendications de la population aujourd'hui qui ont apporté contribution au gouvernement.
Unfortunately, there were many people who were in the opposition of what was happening that have now been a part of it.
Aujourd'hui, un peu partout dans le pays, la population a demandé démission Premier ministre Ariel Henry.
Today, all around the country, the people are asking for the removal of the prime minister.
So we've seen the rise in protests for everybody demanding that the prime minister step down, but also when we talk about sanctions, because there are people who are clearly funding the gangs, and they live in the United States. Many of them live in my district. They have houses, they vacation in our district, and we start looking at sanctions that need to be placed on them because of them destabilizing the country. Are these same people actually supporting the de facto prime minister?
I want to add that the current de facto prime minister also have strong support from the economic mafia, because the current prime minister allows them everything. Gang trafficking has never been so high. There's zero control at borders and ports. The FX rate, the exchange rate towards the US dollars has never been so high, which means that they are making a lot of money. They're not paying any tax because all of the institutions are gone, they're inexistent. So that economic mafia also keeps Ariel Henry in power because it benefits their pockets.
Thank you. And what I wanted to also point out is that the people of Haiti are being terrorized, raped, murdered, kidnapped daily by emboldened gangs financed and supported by powerful elites. Over the past several months, the pervasive insecurity has resulted in massive protests across the country against the present government, which is complicit with these failures. As we analyze what's going on in Haiti, as we want to give Haiti a chance at succeeding by encouraging a Haitian-led solution, we have to actually embolden and support the civil society. You guys all mentioned the importance of this solution from the civil society, the work the civil society has been doing, but constantly it seems like the funders, the people who are supporting the gangs and the president, has been inhibiting the civil society from being successful. Is it your opinion with the negotiations that have been seen with Montana and the other members who have come together that this actually represents the will of the Haitian people, or is it just a few?
What we are doing in the Montana, we have met with more than 500 different organizations, more than 1,000 different grassroots organizations representing their communities, listening to their voices, and we have shaped that into a document that's been signed by all of the civil society organizations, the grassroots organizations, the political sector, the private sector. And that's the shape of that accord that we have on the table for the negotiations. So it is really the voice of the Haitian people. It's not a small group of friends who stayed in a room and designed something. We did our homework. We listened. We traveled that country. We listened to what the people were saying before drafting our proposal.
As good partners, I honestly believe that we need to support the civil society and remove all of our support for Ariel Henry, who has been working in conjunction with the gang members and the financial community to actually terrorize the people. In addition to that, that can only really come to head, or we can do that through sanctions and a terrorist designation. Over the past week, we've been seeing more and more videos of these gang members who are now trying to transform into civil rights leaders, revolutionaries, fighting for the people. There's a fear that they might turn out and end up being political candidates. Are you seeing this threat here now in the country?
Yes. For example, if you take one of the very well-known bandits, which is Bijoux, Jimmy Cherizier, he was an ex-police officer. There is zero, how do you say plant, Erlene? There is zero, there's nothing recorded in the justice system against him. Nothing.
Mais en plus de ça, ça pour nous ajouter tout, c'est que
in addition to that, what we have to say is that
pas gagné aucune action publique qui mettait en mouvement contre lui.
There haven't been any public action put against him.
Li dans la rue à la circuler.
He is moving around in the country.
Li gagné machine la police nan men pour circuler.
He has police cars with he's circulated in police cars.
Li gagné moun qui fait partie de secteur privé qui a bali télévision, qui a bali bien pour le distribuer dans communauté.
And he has people within the private sector that is allowing or giving them things as TVs and other goods to give to the community where he is.
Et li gagné protection inconditionnelle Ariel Henry avec tout gouvernement.
And he has unconditional protection from Prime Minister Ariel Henry and the government.
And as you mentioned, Barbecue, as they know him, he has been the head of several massacres, burning down several homes, would you agree? Even to the point now that he's burning people's homes, kicking people out, and placing other people in their homes. Is that correct?
Exactement. Li participe dans tout RNDDH, li même, li monitore, li documente 16 massacres.
And has the government stepped in at all to try to quell the problem with Barbecue, or are they supporting him? And when I say the government, I specifically mean the de facto president, Ariel Henry.
Yeah, de facto président, de facto prime minister. Oui,
Prime Minister.
de facto, premier ministre de
Yes,
facto
the de facto prime minister
a supporté
is supporting
non seulement Jimmy Cherizier qui est
not
en tête
only Jimmy
G9,
Cherizier, who is at the head of G9,
mais il a supporté toute l'autre gang qui est avec
but
lui.
he's also supporting all the other gangs who are a part of the cohort.
Ça me t'a pas dit c'est que nous-mêmes dans RNDDH, nous documenté 16 massacres.
What I would like to say, can you capable de dire que ça?
Nous, RNDDH, organisation non, et National Network for the Defense of Human Rights.
Part of this organization.
Nous menons enquête sur 16 massacres. Et dans toutes 16 massacres, Jimmy Cherizier avec gang Nio impliqué là-dedans.
We have reported that as far as the 16 massacres that have occurred in the country, Jimmy Cherizier has been at the head of them.
The gentlewoman's time's expired. Let's let Mr. Pierre-Vilous, I think, wanted to say something, and then we'll move on. Thank you.
Il y a un élément important que je voulais souligner par rapport avec puissance et liberté gang yo.
There's an important element that I would like to highlight when it comes to the power of the gangs.
À chaque fois la population a manifesté,
At every time the population is protesting,
le gouvernement utilise la police là pour faire répression, pour faire violence aux populations.
the government used the police to temple the population.
Alors que les bandits yo a circulé dans la rue, ils fait sans toute quiétude.
But when the gangs are moving around, there's no impunity.
Donc, vous gagnez un pouvoir qui garantit impunité avec bandits yo,
So you have a power that guaranteed impunity to the bandits and the gangs,
et qui a servi avec la police là pour empêcher population revendiquer.
and that is using the police force to
Empêcher population.
to oppress the population.
Donc, gang yo aujourd'hui c'est un instrument l'État utilisé
So today, the gangs are an instrument being used by the government
pour établir la paix, la terreur dans quartier
to
populaire
establish fear and terror in the popular areas
et pour casser toute velléité population gagnée pour faire passer revendication ni par rapport à politique corruption et impunité qui est dans le pays.
and to deter the will of the people to ask for a new government.
I want to thank Representative Pierre-Vilous McCormick for her very pointed questions and all of my colleagues. As I close this hearing, I want to just note a couple of things about today. One is how bipartisan this hearing was. I want to not only thank Ranking Member McCall, but all of the Republican colleagues who came here, as well as the Democrats. We all together, regardless of party, came to learn from Ambassador White and these leaders of Haitian civil society about the conditions in Haiti. And I appreciate everyone's questions. And I think it's quite notable how bipartisan this hearing was. Secondly, I just want to take stock of this moment. Here we have three representatives of Haitian civil society. When Alexis de Tocqueville traveled this country in the 19th century and wrote one of the most famous books ever written about this country called Democracy in America, he didn't really focus on our government formally. The things you might learn in political science are what democracy is about: a representative, a senator, an election. He focused on the way Americans create innumerable groups to advance their interests, both their material interests, but also just their hobbies and the things they were interested in. And he found that that creates a fabric of participation, of activation, of citizenship, of learning how to lead an organization, because you're not a representative, you lead a Rotary Club or a church or some other kind of organization. He found this quite remarkable, and he wrote about it. And here we've watched in the last several years a democracy formation in progress in Haiti that is quite remarkable. 25 years ago, or something like that, I published a law review article on civil society and democratization in Haiti. I had no idea I would ever witness hundreds of groups, peasant groups, women's groups, labor unions, business groups, the bar associations, human rights groups, all coming together in a situation where there was an unconstitutional de facto regime. This is before the assassination of Moïse, and try to work together to figure out how they could restore democracy to their country. I watched as you went through draft after draft of what became the Montana Accord, because you struggled amongst yourselves, you incorporated new groups who had different views, and you came up with this really historic document that represents the views of hundreds of groups. And I think it's fair to say that you have created a broader consensus amongst a civil society about dealing with the national crisis than almost any other one I've seen in recent history. So as dire as the crisis is in Haiti, and as much as whatever one might say about U.S. policy to date and over the historical record, I'm very proud of this committee that they brought you here, the wisdom of our chairman, Mr. Meeks, and our ranking member, Mr. McCall, and you shared such important information with us. And I want to end by admonishing you, as I did during my questioning time, to please, if you face any threats because of your bravery in coming here and just telling us the truth as you understand it, to please let us know right away. Thank you so much for coming, and with that, this hearing is adjourned.
All this conversation, but these are the realities in Haiti. Right now, I'm gonna tell you, I spoke to a lot of people on ground, and things are really, I mean, people are struggling to find water. People are struggling to live off of $3 a day. And government is in place. Government is put in place and is being empowered by countries outside of Haiti. And people are not hearing that the government does not support the people. And the sad part is the government, for the most part, have a lot of our people in those seats. We are hurting ourselves. I'm happy that I had a couple of folks sit through this. I know it was long, but I really wanted to give everybody an opportunity to hear all that I was listening to. I found it very interesting. There's a lot that we don't know sitting across these oceans. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day.
Ariel,